All right, here we go. I think we have one of the most controversial figures in hip hop right now. Keefe D is in the building. How's everything?
I'm all right. And how's I'm controversial?
You're pretty controversial. You're pretty controversial. But let's go ahead and get into your whole story. So you grew up in Compton.
Yes.
And, these days people have a certain perception of Compton being kind of a violent area, gang area. But when you grew up there, it was totally different.
When it first started out, yeah.
Okay, talk about that a little bit.
It was all white. All our neighbors was white. Moved out there in 1965. And yeah, mostly our neighbors was white. Then the blacks started coming in like 1969, 70, 71. And started converting into black community.
Okay. And you actually dealt with some racism as a kid.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
One day, me and my moms was coming from the store, and some white dudes in a '57 Chevy came up. I was like 4 or 5 years old. He like called us a bunch of N-words, and I kind of felt scared. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember Martin Luther King had just passed away during then and all that. Yeah. So I was kind of scared. Yeah.
Okay.
Literally.
And your dad was a Marine.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many total kids was there total?
12.
12 kids.
Yeah.
All the same parents?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And I guess you guys are related to Nat Turner.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy. For those that don't know, Nat Turner had one of the biggest slave revolts in history, where he killed off a bunch of the slave masters, and until they finally caught up to him.
Yeah.
So here you are living in Compton, and it's mostly white families.
Yes.
And at one point, you have something called white flight.
Yes.
So explain to me what exactly that is and how that happened in Compton.
Well, once the blacks started moving in, the whites started moving out to different areas, to the suburbs and stuff like that. Riverside, Paris, all that type of areas and stuff like that.
Okay. And they were actually buying homes during that time.
Yes.
Okay. So you have this black community who has money, who have home ownership. At what point does it start to get, kind of more rough, though?
I say like about 75, 76.
Okay.
I had my first run-in with some gang violence in like 75, 76.
Okay.
I was on my way from the Savon's drugstore down there on Long Beach Boulevard. We was on our way back, and once we passed Palmer, it was a liquor store called Drive Through Liquor right there on Long Beach Boulevard. And it was a gang of Pyrus right there. Little George, Herman Jr., Willie T, and ran into me. I ran into Willie T, and he socked me, took my little 10-speed, drove off, kind of kicked me in the chest. So, yeah, that was my first really violent thing that happened to me. I was about 9 years old.
And what year did the gang start to form in Compton?
A year, like 70, 69, 70.
Okay. Yeah. So a little bit before that time.
Yeah.
And what were the gangs that first started out in that area?
It was the Grandies and Boot Hill was the first two gangs in Compton. Then Spooktown, and the Grandies became Nutty Block. Yeah, it was the first gangs. We came along about 71, 72.
Okay. And were there actually Crips and Bloods originally, or did that come a little bit later?
It was Crips and Bloods in Compton, Crips and Bloods, and it was, yeah.
Okay. And your particular gang, they weren't Crips in the beginning?
They was called US, Us Boys.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you guys became Crips later on?
Like 71, 72, yeah.
So why is that? Why did you guys go from being the Us Boys to Southside Crips?
I didn't, I wasn't really old enough to really know about that. But yeah, I wasn't old enough to know about that. back then I was into sports, baseball, football, stuff like that. You know, and I was like the ball boy for Compton College basketball team.
Right.
It was like #1 in the nation every year. Sending a lot of dudes to the pros, UCLA and stuff like that. So I was most basically up into that type of stuff.
So at what point did you start to join a gang?
Really, I was in the gang when I was young. You know, I lived in there. I lived it in the hood, so I claimed it, the hood. But I really got into the gang in like junior high school, like about the sixth, seventh grade. Yeah,
Okay, so you were, what, about 13, 14 years old?
about 12,
12 years old?
12 years old. Yeah.
Okay. And what made you want to join a gang at that point?
What made me want to join the gang?
Yeah.
It was just we was all like a family and we stuck together, stuff like that. You know, and you know, I was from that neighborhood, so I might as well ride with that. You know,
Okay.
go that route.
So did you get jumped in?
No.
No. That wasn't happening.
I'm like original, on the originals. Yeah.
Okay. And was that Southside Crips at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
Southside Crip, Compton Crips. Yeah.
Okay. And who was Southside beefing with at that time?
Mostly the East Side Bloods, like Ams, Ludus Sparks, and the mobs wasn't out there. So mostly the mob was still Ludus Park. Yeah.
Okay. And what started happening in the beginning as you're joining 12, 13 years old? What type of missions were you going out on?
I wasn't going on no missions. I didn't do no missions, no.
But so what type of gang things were you doing during that time?
I was just representing my turf, you
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Were there fist fights?
Fist fights, yeah. It wasn't really gunplay till I got a little older.
Okay. So there was no stabbings, there was no...
It was just fist fights, stuff like that. Compton Parade, the Crips would come from Compton High School, and at the end, the Compton Parade would start at Compton High and at the end at Ludus Park. So Compton High was known for like Crip High, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Ludus Park was known for the Pyrus over there. It was like Herman Jr., Marcus Nunn, bartender and stuff like that, dude's name like that.
Okay. And you know, you just mentioned this. You were a ball boy for Compton College.
Yes.
And that's when the drug dealing first started.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Can you explain that?
Well, the baseball coach, he was buying weed, you know, from me, stuff like that. So one day I went up there, and he just he brought the ounce of weed from me for $60, and he pulled out his drawer, and he like, "Oh man, see what you can do with this." And from then on, shit, that's when I came in the drug game.
And that was cocaine.
Yeah, the coke.
Okay.
It was costing like $3,500 an ounce.
And this was before crack?
This is before crack.
Okay.
It's doing quarter teas. Quarter tea, it costs you $50. You know, you just get teaspoon things, put it in the teaspoon, so level it off, boom, put it in a snow seal.
Okay. So now you're in high school and you're starting to sell coke.
Yeah,
So now you have money coming in.
exactly.
And you're a Southside Crip as well.
Yes.
How does that start to escalate at that point?
Well, I caught a couple of cases, and these dudes that I caught a couple of drug cases.
So the drug dealing starts to build up.
Yes.
And you start getting busted.
Yeah.
And you end up getting 4 years when you were 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that the first time you went to prison?
Yes.
Okay.
The first time for these guys that jumped me. I came out of the liquor store, and they had hit the corner. So I was getting in my car. I had a white '68 Chevy back then. Getting in my car and they hit the corner. It was like 8 of them. They had bats, and sticks, and all kind of shit. So some kind of way they got my door open. You know what I'm saying? My passenger door. So they kind of fucked me up, gave me a concussion, broke my little jaw and stuff. So I went to my house, got they didn't have AKs back then. They had 30-30s. I got my 30-30, had 2 clips, and I put my 9mm in my back. So on my way, I hit the corner. The main dude that hit me in the head, I stopped at his house. He ran in the house, and I unloaded the clips in his house. Then I hit the corner. His brother was out there. So I jumped out the car with the gun. The dude was on the gate. He was like, he was like this, but it was too many witnesses, so I didn't chop him up. So I just hit him with the butt of the gun, and me and my homies rushed this motherfucking ass. And I went to the pen for that.
Oh, so it was actually I guess, assault.
It was all they ran all the shit concurrent. My drug case and that case there too.
Okay, so at 20 years old, you're now going to the penitentiary
Yeah,
for the first time.
yeah. I went to DVI. It's called Tracy.
Okay.
It was like 3,700 inmates, and half the line was Crips. So it was really more Crip. That was like Crip capital of California back then, of the state prison. No bloods allowed whatsoever.
Okay. But there was also the Black Gorilla family. Was there a faction of that there or not really?
They had like VladTV. They had some generals up there, but they didn't really have no soldiers. So they was really, it was our yard. So yeah.
Okay.
And that's when the Crips started taking over the prison system.
Okay.
And the whole prison system was really ours.
Okay, and you said it was like gladiator school.
Yeah, Tracy was, yeah. About 13 people died within the 3-4 years I was there.
13 people.
About 13 people, yeah.
Okay. And,
First day I hit the yard, Mexican fall on the knife. Bam! Like, damn, this shit is serious. Behind the wall shit, yeah. They had a gun tower in the middle of the yard. They'd fire that thing off all the time. So, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of dangerous.
Well, and I guess there are rapes going on as well?
Yeah, but I stayed away from that type of shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Back then it was only like 8 prisons, and you had to really do something to go to prison. They just didn't take everybody to prison. Now there's like 40 prisons. They'll take anybody to fucking prison now. Yeah. And you had to really do something back then to go to prison.
So you get out 4 years later.
Yeah.
You're 24?
Yeah, 24, 25, yeah.
Now, for some people, prison makes them say, I'm not going to do anything more illegal. I'm done. But you went the exact opposite way.
No, it just made me smarter. That's all. Made me street smarter. It made me a little rougher. And made my thoughts a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah. And by that time, was crack already out?
Yeah, crack was out, yeah.
Okay.
Crack was out before I left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did you see different when crack hit Compton?
It really messed up our community. And because mothers was neglecting their kids, you know what I'm saying? Fathers wasn't, running off on spend their whole paycheck. It was really kind of fucked up our community. And, as I look back at it, I think I was a part of it. And, I asked the Lord to forgive me a few times for that.
I'd interviewed Freeway Ricky.
Yeah.
And he said that he sold crack to his own relatives. Yeah. And, he's aware of the damage.
We didn't really know what the dope was going to do. I used to look at cocaine like I look at weed now.
Really?
Yeah.
But did you look at crack the way you look at weed? Really?
I had never saw a crackhead.
Okay.
It was a time that there wasn't a crackhead.
But after a year or two...
It takes longer than a year.
Really?
Yeah.
How long does someone go from smoking crack to becoming a crackhead?
Well, it's according to who it is. There's people that can function, that keep their job, that can say, you know what, I'm going to smoke a $10 piece every day. I'm going to smoke a $20 piece every other day. And then there's the ones who will say, you know what, I've been working on this job for 20 years. I'm tired of this damn job. I'm going to go out. I'm going to be a dope dealer, smoker. And they just go all the way with it. So it varies on person to person. But I don't think that when it started that we knew that our people were going to get hooked on crack. Because I sold to my people. I sold to my girlfriend. I gave my girlfriend, I gave my uncles, my brothers. I used to give them all those.
So you did the same thing. You sold drugs to your own family members.
Absolutely.
Okay. How many of them became addicts?
A lot of them did.
A lot of them did.
But then I helped them get off.
Okay.
The ones who wanted to. Now I got an uncle, he's 70-something years old. He said he don't see no reason to quit smoking crack.
Were you doing stuff like that?
No, I wouldn't. No. Once I got out of prison, I didn't really have to touch the stuff no more. Yeah, I didn't really have to touch the stuff. I made myself smarter when when ride around with it and nothing like that. I use other guys to do that.
All right.
So it was really kind of hard for the local police to get me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Where I wouldn't have to touch the stuff. So I thought about that shit the whole 4 years I was in jail. My plan, had to put my plan together while I was in there. I just wasn't in there lifting weights, doing this. I was thinking of a plan, master plan.
Right. I mean, a lot of times I hear prison is like criminal school or criminal college where you learn how to.
Well, I went to UCLA while I was in high school, in the upper bound program. Stayed there, 9 weeks out of the year. And, it was, I really had book sense, street sense, and common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just put them all three together, and that's what made Keefe D,
Okay. So you get out, and at one point you actually get a Colombian connect.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going around buying 3 birds from this person, 5 birds from this person, and I happened to have one of my OG partners in the car with me. He like, man, you got to go to all them different places just to get fucking 15 keys. He like, man, I got a plug for you. I'm like, okay, cool. Then so he set up a dinner date with the dude. We get there, we pull up in my rag vet. We get there, my boy, we met him on right there in Lakewood at that Denny's on the 91 in Lakewood Boulevard right there. So we sitting there eating and stuff. Dude pull up in a Plymouth Acclaim, tripped me the fuck out. He had on glasses and everything, looked like a square, young too, So we ate and stuff. He like, ooh. So he said he ain't got nothing right now. He gonna get back with me later. So me and my boy pulled off. Like, damn, he don't even look like he got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that bad motherfucker. So I went on out of town. When I got back, I went and copped some more shit. It just so happened I see the food on Long Beach Boulevard. It was on from that day on.
Okay. And I guess the first time you did business with your Colombian guy, he gave you 148 kilos on consignment.
Oh man, he like also like I was gonna bring him like 200,000-300,000. And he like man, keep your money. You don't need the money. So shit, we went in a 1-bedroom apartment. Hit that motherfucking we went in the kitchen. Motherfucker opened up all the cabinets. The whole shit was full of birds. I like, damn. First time I ever seen that many birds. And we boxed them up in the U-Haul boxes and left up out of there. And he charged me $11,000 for each one. So bam, I was on after that.
Okay. And I guess you add all that together, you're looking at like $2.5 million.
Man, balling.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
So you started distributing all that. All that started getting rocked up and distributed and.
Nah, I ain't.
So you were just selling the kilos wholesale?
Yeah, selling keys, the way they were.
Okay, because
shooting them out of town.
That was just faster. To just
different states and everything. Yeah, once you get on that level, you ain't got to do that rocking up shit. No.
Okay, well, because Freeway Ricky, he had a massive operation, but he had actual crack houses, and he was moving like 500,000 crack rocks a day. Like it was like some crazy amount. You were moving 100 kilos a day. You had a dozen crack houses that were making 40,000 in profit a day. And you had a network of dealers that were moving 500,000 crack rocks a day. when you look at these types of numbers, and this is all, you've laid all this out in your book, it is a staggering amount of drugs. I mean, 500,000 rocks a day. Like, when you look at that right now, how do you even come to grips with it?
I don't know. It's like, you know, that was just something I stumbled up on. You know, it was only when I really got in prison that I really understood the magnitude.
He's in L.A. We from Compton. We do it a little different.
Okay.
We use the street level dudes to do that type of shit.
Did you guys ever cross paths? You on
No,
the
I
freeway?
never crossed paths with him. One of my partners went to jail with him on that case down there in San Diego. Yeah, that's when I crossed paths with him.
Okay. Well, there was also the PCP.
Yeah.
And you described cooking PCP as one of those ancient hood secrets.
No, I wouldn't call it that. We ain't letting nobody in that game. You know, the city of Compton and Watts, they ain't letting people in that game.
Okay. Because I guess with PCP, if you don't know what you're doing, you like blow up your whole house.
Yeah, you can fuck yourself up.
Okay. And PCP, I mean, cocaine and crack is a hard drug, but PCP is on a whole different level.
Yeah.
You know, we've interviewed people that have, like, one guy cut off his own penis and, like, you know, like crazy shit.
I was high as a motherfucking man with no sleep and shit, and just frustrated because, you know, I couldn't talk to my babies and shit like that. And I had like, I'm paying like 3 child support payments when I'm not seeing none of my kids and shit.
Right.
And then I really thought for that moment in time that I'm really hurting myself, just, you know, not having a vasectomy or whatnot, you know, or that. And,
Okay.
And it was just like, I was gonna give myself one, to tell you the truth, you know what I mean?
That's the reason.
Yeah, and I blasted off high.
So
you know what I'm
you
saying? I was watching
grabbed-
Family Guy.
Okay.
Watching Family Guy, and what's the other shit? Family Guy, and American Dad. So
Okay.
I was like in the cartoon world. So when you smoke that wet PCP, you be like, you know, shit is like
You're in the cartoon?
You're in the electronic world. You're in the electron, neutron world. The shit is
Okay.
just not, you know, what happens in the subatomic world is different what happens in the in this
Okay.
reality.
So you were in
see
a
what I'm
fantasy
saying?
world.
Not necessarily fantasy world, I wouldn't even say.
Well, you were
I
in a
was just in
different-
the
you were in a
world.
different world.
I was in a subatomic world. Let's
You were
say
in a
that.
subatomic world, and you grabbed a knife?
I don't know what I grabbed. Whatever nigga told you what I grabbed might be queer because I don't know what I grabbed. It's like I would have turned my head at that point. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to my niggas. I ain't say nobody's queer because I don't know what they said, but somebody said I grabbed a knife, I cut my shit, then I
Right,
went back
steak
and I
knife.
sliced and I did some you know, some Ginzu shit. It's like, nah, I don't know. No.
You don't remember it, but
I remember I made a flooper. I made a slice that was too, put away the knife or what I grabbed, but that was too sharp. It was too sharp because what I did, my shit was like, that shit was too sharp. It was, I don't want to say it was too sharp. I was too fucked up. To be honestly, I grabbed some type of knife. I must have grabbed some type of knife, a steak knife. You know what I'm saying? And niggas who see me grab a steak knife, they justify it because I would looked at my ass too if I would want to grab the knife as high as I was. Tell you the truth, make sure my life was not in jeopardy. So I recant that statement, but I did grab the knife, and it was like out of frustration due to the fact I couldn't see my kids, and vasectomy and monk type of shit was on my mind. You know what I mean?
were you moving both PCP and cocaine, or once cocaine came, then it just was more lucrative that way?
I was just mostly cocaine.
Okay. All right, so now you have a Colombian plug
Yes.
who's giving you hundreds of kilos on consignment.
Yes.
Did you ever have a situation where you couldn't pay him back?
Never.
Never.
Never, no.
So he gave you those, he'd give you a bunch of keys, you'd bring back the money next time, and so forth and so forth.
Yeah.
But shit happens though. The police bust you, people steal,
Yeah, all that.
you try to ship shit and it doesn't show up. So it's not like this is an
Well, the
easy
Colombians,
business.
let me cut you off. Colombians ain't gonna just give their shit to anybody. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able, you know what I'm saying? You got to cover your ass. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't gonna give it to no softball person because people will take their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got gangsters out there where I grew up at, Compton, Watts area. They'll take your shit in a heartbeat, have your ass tied up, cut your dick off and put it in your ass, put it in your mouth, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I never had no situations like that ever in my life.
Okay, because with the drug dealers came the drug robbers.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
just like everything else in life. The guys that basically didn't want to sell drugs, they just wanted to rob drug dealers.
Yeah, they had people like doing that too. Yeah,
But you
then they
never-
had the squares going to school, going to job.
But you never got robbed.
Never.
Okay. Well, in the book, you said at one point you were moving 300 kilos a month.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you maxed out at 800 kilos a month.
No, never. I
No?
never had no 800.
Well, it says, yeah, I maxed out 700 to 800 kilos a month, pulling in a cool for 4.
Oh, some months that when it'd be a drought, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go, yeah. Like the shit'd go so fucking quick, 2 or 3 days, the shit'd be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, so now you're touching millions of dollars.
Exactly.
What are you doing with all this money?
Oh, having fun. I was buying Armani, Brioni suits.
Yeah, but
all
you can't
kinds of
buy
going
enough
to fights,
suits.
fights, just, gambling, all that shit. My Colombian boy loved to gamble. That motherfucker was like the devil, man. That motherfucker never lost, man. Never lost, I swear. We would be in Caesar's Palace, his fucking chips would be up this fucking high. Like, what the fuck is... I said, you the fucking devil, dude. I swear to God, you the devil. His motherfucker never lost. He'd go to the fucking bicycle club, won 140,000. I'm like, what the fuck? That motherfucker was lucky as a motherfucker. But I found out he wasn't the devil because the people downtown took his ass down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he got busted eventually.
Yeah, he got busted.
Okay, and that was your main plug.
Yeah, that was the main plug.
Okay, let's just rewind for a second. You're not moving all this stuff in Compton.
No.
You're starting to go interstate.
Yeah.
You know, when Ice Cube made the song,
Yeah, he like was snitching.
he was snitching.
Rappers always snitching.
My summer vacation.
Yeah, all that. St. Louis niggas taking cornerback, all that. Yeah, like damn, Ice Cube, fuck. You know him, Jeezy too. The rims is more birds, the bigger the rims and all that. That's crazy.
Right, because you guys were putting cocaine in the rims.
No, I never put no. I was smoother than that.
Okay, but other people were.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have this operation that's bringing in millions and millions of dollars a month, and your plug gets busted.
Yeah.
But there's people way above him.
Yeah.
And when you talk about
When he got busted, his brother came
Okay.
a couple of days later and like, man, you want to keep on going? I'm like, boom, yeah.
Now, is this part of the Pablo Escobar's operation, the Medellin cartel, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they ever ask you to fly to Colombia yourself?
No, I was on parole. Like a couple of them years. I never went down there, no.
You didn't want to send anybody down there?
No, I ain't going, no.
Too dangerous?
Yeah. Too
Okay.
dangerous, yeah.
Yeah, Escobar didn't play around.
Exactly.
Okay. And also, if you didn't pay him back.
Yeah. They
That's
come
some
for you,
serious-
they kill your whole family.
Yeah.
All that, yeah.
Well, he was
Colombian
killing.
bow tie.
He was killing politicians.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
he didn't give a fuck about no street.
He didn't give a
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were basically one of Pablo Escobar's guys in the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay. Your plug gets busted. His brother takes over, so business just doesn't
Yeah,
even
kept
slow
on
down.
rolling, yeah.
Well, what ultimately happens with that whole operation?
Shit. After September, last time I seen him was September the 9th, 1996.
Okay.
Last time I seen him.
Okay.
Because the newspaper article came out, Keefe D nephew in the LA Times got into it with Tupac
Okay.
at the MGM.
Okay.
And I met him at the gas station. He had the little Time article.
Okay. And we'll get into that part of the story. I see what you're saying. So basically, yeah. I'm just going to chronologically kind of head through. I see what you mean though. Basically, the
He got the
Tupac-
fuck on.
He got
Like,
the fuck on
motherfucker, your
because of
ass.
that. Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So here you are making all this money, hand over fist. And you have this operation and you don't have to touch anything at this point because you're essentially a kingpin.
Yeah. Like Reggie Wright said the other day on your interview, he said, it was somebody else's Keefe D taking the credit for it.
Think. Well, what was the biggest bust that you knew of in Compton while you were working?
A guy named Fink who Keefe D trying to take credit for it, saying it was his, but it was Fink's dope. he had 63 kilos, and he was moving it. He had an old man driving a camper, you know, and his family, like they were going on a trip, going out, you know, because they was moving it back south, because that's where you can get more money for your keys at. But they were trying to look like a family. But you know, they had informants, you know, had an informant that said, hey, this old man about to, you know, move about 63, 70 keys across the country. And we stopped them and seized the camper and the trailer. We was always told it was Fink, but I recently heard in his book Keefe D trying to take credit like it was his, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, I wish he would have told them dudes downtown that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was just a low-level cop. He wouldn't know fucking what's going on. Evidently, I was doing a hell of a job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but the people downtown, the big boys, you know, like the FBI, they knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
At one point, Compton becomes a hip hop mecca,
Yeah,
starting with Eazy-E.
exactly. Back in like 82, about 81, 82, we used to cook at his mama's house.
At Eazy-E's house.
Yeah, cook up the big shit. This is before I went to the prison. We used to cook up, and he used to be in the back room playing that shit. I was like, man, that's some bullshit. I swear to God. I used to tell you, man, that shit is garbage. So once I went to the pen, I had been hearing the music all the time because they didn't have no, you know, they only had 3 TV stations up there, so you didn't see no videos or nothing like that. I had been walking with my cassette tape, listening to this, cruising down the street in my 64.
Yeah.
So one of the homies came up there and said, man, what the hell Eric Wright doing? I said, man, you ain't heard that song, Cruising Down the Street in my 64? Like, that's Eazy-E. I said, man, you got to be bullshitting. He said, yeah. So, yeah, Eazy was like, you know, worked it with us and everything. He started off, but I thought that shit wasn't going to work, but that shit, he came up like a motherfucker.
Well,
Period.
Eazy-E was a Kelly Park Crip.
Yeah.
Was Southside and Kelly Park cool?
Yeah, the whole Alondra is really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so the whole Alondra is all Crips.
Okay. How big of a drug dealer was Eazy?
Before I went, he was just selling like 8 balls and 4.5 and stuff like that.
So he never got to kilos or anything?
No, he never got the kilos.
Okay.
He had hit the music industry, hit it rich.
Right.
So he basically, you sell drugs to be successful to get up out that shit.
Yeah.
And to get out the gang and all that shit, you know, so you can provide for your family.
Well,
Kids these days are doing this shit is backwards. Like Chris Breezy, what's that other dude name? What's that dude? Soldier Boy.
Mm-hmm.
All them dudes doing that shit backwards. They wait to get $1 million to get in the game.
right.
And I feel Suge did the same thing too.
Yeah.
He waited to got rich to get in the game.
Yeah.
That was stupid as fuck. I'm quite sure my boy wouldn't have even got with him if he knowed he was going to do that shit backwards like that, because he was a college student.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we'll talk about all that.
Yeah.
So when Boys in the Hood came out, and I remember I was living in the Bay,
Yeah.
it was like the biggest shit ever
Yeah.
because it was so different, and the production was so crazy.
Yeah.
With Dr. Dre and Ice Cube writing the rhymes,
All
it
that,
was
yeah.
just, it all came together like a perfect storm.
Exactly.
And I had never even heard of Compton.
For real?
Yeah, because I was living in the Bay.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't going to, I'd never been to LA. So Compton wasn't this national city, you know,
Yeah.
known worldwide how it is now. So he's yelling Compton and everything else like that. And it just put Compton on the hip hop map.
Yeah. But before then, though, Compton had a lot of athletes, a lot of baseball players like Lonnie Smith, Reggie Smith, what's the other dude, Kenny Landreau. You know, Compton had a lot of athletes, football players, basketball players. Dennis Johnson lived on my street, played for the Boston Celtics. He grew up on my block. Yeah.
Okay. NWA blows the fuck up.
Yeah.
But then after the first album, Ice Cube leaves.
Yeah.
Then the second album comes out, and then Dr. Dre wants to leave.
Yeah.
And that's when Suge Knight starts to come in.
Exactly.
because he's friends. You know, I've interviewed DOC.
Yeah.
He talked about the whole story, how him and Suge was cool, and him and DOC and Dre were cool. So now they come up with an idea. I think originally it was called Future Shock Records,
Yeah.
and now they want to basically take Dr. Dre and Michelle A into this new record company.
When Dre and I decided to do this label, it was called Future Shock. That's what Dre wanted to call it.
Future Shock
Future
Records.
Shock. Yeah. Or some Future Shock Entertainment, something.
Okay. In the process of trying to get Death Row going, you, Dre, and Michelle A were still under contract at Ruthless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you had actually known Suge Knight as a kid.
Yeah. We played football. His daddy, he's the original Suge one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had a uncle named T, Chili. And I wound up in the federal prison with one of them.
Okay.
Up out there in Safford, Arizona.
Well, once you start hitting 12, 13, 14 years old and you start getting involved in gangs, from what I understand, Suge was not.
No, Suge wasn't. No, he played football with us. He was a good kid. Daddy and him had some money, trucking companies, Benzos, fucking nice vans and all that shit, nice ass vans. That's when the black community was into them vans and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Suge, Daddy and them, they had money. We used to go after the football game, we used to go over their house, go swimming, eat hot dogs and chips, punch and shit like that.
Right. And Suge was actually a really good football player.
Not back then.
Right. Well, as he got to high school, because he ended up going to
Pop Warner, he was a lineman. He didn't get no shine. But
Right.
his cousin, Ronald and Donald, they was on our team too, the twins.
Mm-hmm.
One of them played quarterback, the other one played tight end.
Okay.
And I was like the running back.
He got good in high school, and then he went to UNLV.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you guys in any sort of contact between Pop Warner and high school and college or whatever?
No, I never seen him at the Pop Warner.
Okay.
Never seen him.
Well, I think he ends up getting drafted by I think the Rams or something like that.
Yeah.
So some pro team, but it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Something happens, and then he
That
comes
Don
back.
Cherry shit you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He ends up coming back to Compton, and then he starts kind of dabbling into the music industry.
Yeah.
So Suge is trying to form this record label. He gets into contact with Eazy-E, but Eazy-E doesn't want to just let his artists go and so forth. But ultimately, some situations happen, and he gets a release for Dr. Dre and Michelle A.
See, that I watched that movie and stuff like that. I don't think that shit true because Eazy-E had the whole Alondra behind him. And Alondra a little bit was harder than Lil Rosecrans back then. You know what I'm saying? He had the Atlantic Drives, the Kelly Parks, End Hoods, Southside, Spook Town, just name it.
Okay.
Kaiser, the whole Alondra was behind him. So we ain't put a let no red rags do Eazy-E like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was a fucked up shit towards him.
I heard Eazy never got beat up.
No, hell no.
I've talked to, even Mob
He would
James.
have came got us. He would have came got us.
Yeah, I just talked to Mob James yesterday, and he even told about the meeting where they went down to try to get the contracts for Eazy-E, for Dr. Dre, and Jerry Heller was there, but Eazy wasn't even in the office. Suge has a problem with Eazy-E because he has Michelle A and Dr. Dre that want to sign with him, but here's Eazy over here who holds all their contracts in place.
Exactly.
So now you guys go to try to get these contracts. Now, this was played out in the NWA movie, but from what I understand, the way it was played out is not what actually happened.
Not at all.
From your point of view.
My point of view, I was there.
Okay.
We went into the office. His security was there. Jerry Heller was in.
So let's just rewind for a second. So it's you, Suge, and how many more people?
It's me, Suge, and three others. I don't want to say their names because I don't know if they want to be mentioned out there like that. So me, Suge, and three of the little homeboys.
And we went in there. Suge said, I need to get at Jerry and them to get Mr. Lay and them contracts.
Okay, so this is Ruthless Records office.
This is Ruthless, yeah, they office.
Okay, and Jerry Heller was there?
Jerry Heller was there.
Okay, who's an old Jewish man.
Yeah. I mean, the movie was just straight booty because it didn't happen like that. We went in there, the security guard was standing right there like, as if to hold us up on going in there. Man, you better get the fuck out the way. Dude backed up.
Oh, so you guys pulled out guns on security?
I had a little bitty ass 25. I'm incriminating myself on this goddamn thing, but I had a little pistol.
Okay.
And Jerry can't testify now. Didn't he pass away?
He passed away.
Okay, so he can't testify. So this cat, he know who he is, got out the way when he seen this little 25. He moved. Suge went there. I closed the door.
Okay.
For Suge to deal with Jerry. Handle your business.
So you're not even in the room?
No.
So, but Jerry's in the room with this big Suge Knight guy.
Just them two. Suge got a check out of him, and he got Dre's shit. He got their contracts out of Jerry's cabinet or whatever the case would be. Easy, he couldn't get.
Okay, because I had heard stories that, Jerry Heller was put in a trunk or something else. None of that happened.
No, hell no. We walked out of there, and he was sitting at his desk where Suge left him, walked out of there. I don't think Suge had to put his hands on him or nothing. He was that scared.
Yeah.
So Easy never got beat up. Or
No,
anything
no,
else.
no. Hell no. He would have came to us. We didn't let that happen to him.
Okay.
No.
Were you still cool with Easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real cool with him.
Yeah. Well, he was like the hero of Compton. I'm sure everyone loved Easy.
Yeah. He was my little partner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty of love. Yeah.
Okay. So you're not thinking about the music industry at all at this point.
No.
You're a drug dealer.
I could have really been the CEO of Death Row.
Yeah.
But I turned that shit down. I rather did the street shit.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there was a situation in Hidden Hills.
In Hidden Hills? Oh yeah. We had the day before Hidden Hills. We had a lowrider contest, hop contest at the hydraulic place that we had on, called Compton Hydraulics, and he came up there, him and his boys and shit. He told us he give it a video shoot. So we exchanged number. He called me and told me to come out to Hidden Hills. So we get there. It's Reggie Jr. and Sergeant Reynolds out in front of the gate. They got on the right way security jackets. And immediately Reynolds like, I don't know what the fuck y'all come out here for. Y'all ain't getting in. I said, what? He's like, yeah, what, fuck y'all out here for? This Reynolds, Sergeant Reynolds, cold hater. So this girl was going in the gate that I knew. I told her to go get Suge. So Suge came down the hill, and he like, what up, Keefe D? And shit, I said, man, this fool, you invited us out here, now this fool talking about we ain't getting in. He like, who all with you? It was like 18 of us. So he told them let us all in. So I looked at that fool Reynolds like, yeah, bitch, and walked on up the hill and shit. So boom, we get up there. They got on the red-faced Rolexes, and we had on the blue-faced Rolexes. So, you know what I'm saying? It was a nice-ass house, too. Big-ass house.
Hey, Hidden Hills is nice.
Some of the fucking, the balcony was bigger than some of the rooms in Compton houses. I'm like, damn, we had like 8 balconies on that joint.
Okay, and was Death Row a thing back then?
Yeah, Death Row. They was doing a video shoot up there called the 69 Girls.
Okay.
So me and my boy, we standing on the hill. They had the little the pool that run off. What is that? Serenity pool.
Infinity pool.
Infinity pool to run off. So we on the hill, watching the little pool, looking down at Agora Hills. Shit, you seen the whole Agora Hills from his backyard. So he like, Keefe D, me and you need to hook up. You know what I'm saying? We take over everything. In my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, we already really hooked up. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. Yeah.
But you're still not involved in any sort of music industry shit at all.
No, at all.
You're making money, you're living your life. Yeah. But then you met Eric Von Zip Martin, who was close friends with Puffy.
Yeah. Basically, I met Puffy before Zip.
Okay.
He had called up our hydraulic place and asked to use a lowrider.
Okay.
That's when Usher first did his first video, Can I Get With You? So I went up to took my lowrider up there and shit. This was Usher's first video. Puff was driving the car and stuff like that. That's when I met Puff originally.
Okay.
Then
He ended up messing up the car.
yeah. Then, Usher dancing all on the hood and stuff. So he had to repaint the whole car.
Right. And Puffy paid for that.
Yeah, it was a candy paint, so he paid like $4,400 to get it repainted. Because you got to paint the whole car. Yeah, so then a few months later, he had gave a party at the El Rey. We was with Zip that night, and Zip was with Dana Dane. Dana Dane had pulled up in this old ass legend. I like, damn, he's starving. Dana Dane and the dude Green Eyes from Houdini. He was in the Green Range Rover. So we went all up there to the VIP and stuff like that. Then I met Puff that night and busted around and acting all drunk and stuff. We was all in our Brioni and fly Versace suits and shit. This motherfucker acting drunk, spilled this little shit all on me. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. Like, damn, this, acting like a little kid or stupid. You know how he act. You know what I'm saying? He put a lot on the shit, And us Compton brothers is more laid back, smooth dudes, Yeah.
Okay. So you meet Puffy, you guys do the thing for the Usher video.
Yeah.
But you guys don't really have a relationship then.
No.
But then you met Eric Von Zip Martin.
Von Zip, yeah. Me and him, yeah. Me, him and this dude, Richie Rich. They was,
not the Richie Rich who's the rapper from the Bay. It's a different,
hell no.
Different
Dude
Richie
from New York.
Rich.
He from Yonkers.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear.
He from Yonkers.
Yeah.
The real Richie Rich. Not no rapper, a gangster.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. So you meet Von Zip, and what starts to happen next?
We started moving work and stuff like that. And him and Richie Rich would come down every once a month, give big work and stuff like that.
Okay. So Von Zip was an East Coast drug connect.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tupac gets out of prison.
Yeah.
And he starts to go crazy on Bad Boy.
No. Before Tupac got out of prison, they had a summer jam. And Biggie had that song, One More Chance. It was the hottest song on the fucking chart. And it was at Irvine Meadows. We went up there where they had a little revolving stage. So we was up there, we had on our little cowboy shit, woo, 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 jamming with him. He just played The Most Dangerous, Who Shot You, and One More Chance. Mm-hmm. So the stage went around, he did his little 3 songs, we went around. Suge was waiting over there on the side over there. You know what I'm saying? So he like, Keefe D, how you know them motherfuckers? Same way I know you motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Right.
So yeah, I seen him getting jealous of them dudes then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. So then the Source Awards thing happens.
Yeah.
Where Suge gets on stage and says, if all you artists who don't want people all up in your video dancing,
yeah,
come to Death Row.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what really starts setting off the hostility.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what it started, yeah. But seemed to me it was Wu-Tang wanted the problem with him. But he chose some kids, Junior Mafia, over the Wu-Tang. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It was. I guess it was more of a challenge to him. You know what I'm saying? To go up against Wu-Tang. So I guess he chose the kids. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, because it was really Wu-Tang was disrespecting the Death Row up there, really, as you look at the thing. But he chose Puffy and them little ass kids, Little C's, Biggie, them kids.
Well, but then there was a situation where Big Jake gets killed in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And that was one of Suge's best friends.
Talking about Wolfie and them, the incident.
Yeah, they say that Wolf was the one who killed him, who was Puffy's guy.
Yeah.
Wolf is dead now as well.
Yeah.
And that set off a bunch of friction as well.
Yeah.
Between Suge and Puffy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then Tupac gets out and he starts going crazy on Bad Boy. He drops Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
Where he just
exactly
hammers everybody.
Yeah. I felt the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he like, and whoever fuck with y'all. Like, damn, is he talking about me? Us?
Okay. Yeah. So let's just talk about that for a second. Before Hit 'Em Up, Was Puffy approaching y'all for security and protection?
No, he had had a West Coast tour coming up.
Okay.
San Diego, San Jose, you know, the little areas, Anaheim, LA, stuff like that, Vegas. So he called one night, me and Zip. I don't know whether they had set this up or not, but Zipper came pick me up. We rolling up Greenleaf in our neighborhood, and his phone ring, boom, and it was Puff. And he like, you think it's cool to come out here and do concerts? I'm like, why it wouldn't be cool? So he like, the big CEO dude. So
Suge.
yeah, I like, damn, what's going on with y'all? He like, man, shit, you think it's just cool? I like, shit, just let me know the dates and give me some tickets. We had the Crips there, but I see he was trying to play us against each other. Crips, Bloods, you know what I'm saying? Sugar, Blood, we the Crips. So I guess that was his protection thing going.
Okay, so he just gave you guys some tickets to a show.
Yeah, tickets.
You know, you came up.
But this how scared he was. He even had some Navy SEALs in the next room.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you just fucking scared of this dude? You know, like, damn. Yeah.
How does that relationship start to escalate between you and Puffy in terms of, you know, you guys actually offering some level of protection?
No, it wasn't no protection. It was just, you know, some of his friends was my friends. And, yeah, basically it was protection, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he played it smarter. Dude with the red, I get the blue.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
There was a situation, I think it was the Soul Train Awards, where Puffy, where Bad Boy and Death Row ran into each other.
Yeah, but they lied on me. I never pulled no gun on nobody.
Right. Reggie said that you brandished a gun. Death Row ran into Bad Boy.
Correct.
And somebody brandished a gun.
Me.
Well, before you.
Oh. I always say it was Keefe D. Keefe D was definitely there. Big Gene corrects me and said it was a dude named Cutter or Gutter or something like
C.
that.
Gutter?
C. Gutter.
Well, that's
Puffy's
Biggie's cousin, who's a Crip actually.
Okay.
I never pulled no gun. I wasn't even there with him. I was in the VIP player. You know what I'm saying? If I pull a gun, somebody's gonna get hurt.
Okay.
So I didn't pull no gun on nobody. That's a lie.
Okay.
And they didn't see me there or nothing.
All right. Well, someone pulled out a gun, and then Reggie pulled out his gun, and it was a standoff. So you're pointing the gun at Biggie's crew.
Cool.
And Tupac is trying to grab the gun from you?
Yeah, that's Pac. Pac was about it. I mean, we could try to take it away. He's a, lack of a better word, instigator. I mean, get wild. I mean, yeah.
Nah, I wasn't there. I was at the awards, but I wasn't with them. They was backstage and stuff. I was in the VIP.
I'm not saying you were there, but this is starting to happen now. Bad Boy and Death Row are now running into each other, and it's potentially getting violent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then Hit 'Em Up comes out.
Yeah.
And then that escalates it even further.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, you would actually run into Tupac a few times.
Yeah. Back when he was with Digital Underground.
Oh, way back then. Okay.
I was at the Greek Theater. We was all at the Greek Theater, about maybe like 10 of us. We was over there smoking weed and stuff. He came over in a diaper. So, but that shit was funny as well. He asked to hit our joint. Well, we just bought tickets from y'all. We should be hitting y'all joint. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, we kind of clowned him that day. Then the next time I ran into him, it was at the House of Blues.
Mm-hmm.
He was with a EDI or the dude Big Sight, one of them dudes. And one of my homeboys like, hey man, what that fucking Rosecrans and Long Beach stand for? You know
what does that mean? Well, when he says recognized from Long Beach to Rosecrans, like
that's Long Beach and Rosecrans mean the mob or Ludus Park or Am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker. That's the wrong street, bitch. So my homie jammed his ass up. Like, you know what the fuck you saying? And dude like, hey man, he just rapping a song. They wrote that for him. Like, oh, okay. So they let him go that day. You know what I'm saying? Then what was the next time we seen the dude? We seen him tonight on Sunset. him and Suge had pulled up in they Rolls Royces. Suge was in the red one, Pop was in the white one, and Snoop was in the black one. And it was maybe like 40 Crips on the corner right there on Sunset, right there by the House of Blues. And this fool pull up, Keefe D! He had on a big red hat, and he was in a red Rolls Royce. You know, that's when the Crips was really dominating the streets. You know what I'm saying? So he like, what's up, big dog? I said, it's over up here. And he like, let's go to Paradise. So we all jumped in our cars, followed him to Paradise. Once we at Santa Monica and Hyde Park right there, shit, some dude shot up his car.
Shot up whose car?
Suge, that Rolls Royce that night.
Okay.
And shit, that same Godfather, that red Godfather, was laying in the streets. I think Reggie got the busing that night. He was in a white Cherokee, little Reggie. Yeah.
Oh, he shot at somebody?
He was busting back.
Okay.
And I don't know whether he took it like that was us or not. But you know.
I remember I interviewed Danny Boy, and you know they were rolling around in bulletproof vests, and I think Danny Boy's car got shot up. Like it was bad.
It was serious. It was always serious around death row when it came to, you know, threats. We walked with security every day. You know, we had bulletproof vests on all the time. That was just a part of our routine because there was so much hate. You know, most of the fights that I remember, a lot of fights were initiated by people, I guess, trying to prove that, you know, we wasn't as gangsta of a label as we say we are. I think that was more what it was. And you know, today they call it hating. It was more hating, and you know, we had to fight to get out of some of them clubs and fight to get out of some of those places.
So you would actually go outside with a bulletproof vest all the time?
Every day. I had a security guard that I wasn't able, especially going towards the end, I wasn't able to move around without security.
They had whooped that dude out at the club for DJ Quick at that party out there in Santa Monica. Killed that little dude from Roller 60s. So it was kind of really dangerous for them. That's what I figured.
Hit 'Em Up comes out, which, you know, to this day is considered the greatest diss song ever.
No, I like the No Vaseline.
You like
Even
No-
though
you
that
like
was
No
my little
Vaseline
partner that Easy that what's the name was talking about. Yeah, that was fucked up. Matter of fact, one day I was coming up in my 64, busting that No Vaseline, and he was already out there on our street on the gate. I'm like, damn. When I seen he, yeah, but Ice Cube shit was, I thought his was
Okay.
But he was more in depth with his though.
It was more personal, I think.
Yeah, he was like,
I fucked your bitch.
yeah, all that. He was with the juggler.
Yeah.
At the end, I told you I felt that motherfucker like, damn, is he talking about us too?
Okay. So at that point, Puffy is feeling the heat from Death Row even more, musically.
Yeah.
There was conversations about $1 million bounty on Suge,
Yeah.
but we're not going to say who it's from.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Rumors.
There was rumors of this whole thing.
Keefe D claims that there is this ongoing conversation. It happens on 3 different occasions, but most specifically when he and Puffy are at this place called Greenblatt's Deli on Sunset. And they're there. Things have spiraled out of control. Puffy's really concerned about, you know, the welfare is his safety, and he tells Keefe D, man, I just need you to take care of this situation with Suge and Tupac. It's out of control. You know, Tupac's on vinyl talking about killing all of our kids when they grow up, and you know, it's just become this really serious conflict. And he says, I just need you to take care of him. And Keefe D's like, that's no problem. You know, that's what we do. And so an agreement was made, according to Keefe D, for an amount of money. And they kind of just let it go at that point in time. But of course, Keefe D knows in the back of his mind, this is what Puffy wants done. And they all end up out in Las Vegas. Suge's out there.
Well, before you say that, there's a couple things I want to talk about about Vegas. So when you say that Keefe got offered an amount of money, according to him, was there a dollar amount?
Yeah, so there was a dollar amount. But I think that, you know, the nuances of this conversation are that, like, man, I'll give you $1 million, whatever it takes. You know, it's like exaggerated speech. But of course, when we interview Keefe D, it's like, yeah, that's what the agreement amount was, $1 million.
So according to Keefe, he's claiming that Puffy offered him $1 million to kill Suge or Tupac?
Both
or
of them.
both.
Yeah, both their names came up.
Were there, you know, before the whole Vegas incident, were there any more run-ins that you guys were involved in that Puffy or Death Row was mixed up in, or not really?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Okay. I'd heard that Puffy started hanging out in Compton.
Never.
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 Okay.
People just they lying. Closest he came to Compton was the day that celebrity basketball game. I think Biggie got killed that night. He went to Cal State Dominguez, play a celebrity basketball game.
That was later on.
That was later on?
Yeah. Well, Biggie got killed later on.
That was the night Biggie got killed. That was the closest he came to Compton.
Okay, got it.
That was, yeah.
So let's talk about Orlando for a second. Orlando's your nephew.
Yeah.
He's 12
I really
years.
don't want to talk about my nephew. I want to talk about me. And what happened with me.
All right, but I just want to establish Orlando is your nephew, and you guys were very close.
Yes.
Okay. And from what I understand, Orlando was a thorough guy. He had a reputation for this, for being with the shit.
No, he was a good person. Very good person, good heart, everything. He was really a kid when that shit happened, homie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Shortly before the Vegas incident, Trayvon Lane gets jumped at the Lakewood Mall.
He really initiated that whole thing. It was him and two other guys. I think his name was Kevin Woods and some other dude.
Okay.
Matter of fact, the other dude's mom is from our neighborhood. Her name is what's her name? Her last name Stamps. I don't know if Vanessa Stamps. Her son was up there with him. I don't know why he turned blood, I guess, but his mama and all his uncles was from our neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay. So a fight happens at the Lakewood Mall, and they try to take Trayvon's death row chain.
One of my little homeboys, he was a football player getting ready to go to college. He was at the Lakewood Mall at the World Foot Locker. He was up there waiting, you know what I'm saying, by himself. Trayvon Lane, Woods, and the dude, the Stamp Boy. They was up there pressing him, talking crazy to him. Woo, woo. So when the homies came in there, they see my little homie see him. So he tried to sock Trayvon and sock him in and snatch the chains. Knocked him into the shoe rack.
But they didn't actually get the chain, did they?
Yeah, they got the chain.
They got the chain.
Yeah.
Okay, because this story differs when you depending on who you talk to.
That shit was like $300-$400 change. It wasn't no. They said they had a bounty on it, nothing like that.
Okay, because that was another story that allegedly there was a $10,000 bounty on death row chains, and I've talked to people in death row, like artists and so forth, and that was the word that was circulating at death row, that there was $10,000 bounties on these chains.
Word was on the streets that Puffy and Bad Boy was doing a video, and they was paying anyone to bring back a death row chain. So Pac looked at it like, this is deeper than Bloods and Crip. This is my enemies. You know, Puffy and them attacking us now because I'm with death row. So words on the street that if you bring back this death row chain so we can put in our video, this was the words on the street.
Oh.
So that's how it got back to
The
Pac.
rumor was that Puffy wanted to have the death row chain in a
this was
music
the rumor.
video.
This was the rumor. So when they tried to snatch that chain from Trey, and Trey fought them all back, and he got the chain back. It was 3, I think, against somebody got the chain. Whatever, I really don't know that story, whatever happened, but he ended up keeping his own chain.
For a $400 change, it don't add up.
Well, there's a significance to it.
It don't.
You know,
add
the story.
up,
The story was that Puffy wanted one of these chains and put them in a
no, that
music
shit
video.
don't add up, dude. That little bitty cheap ass change, that shit was one number $300-$400. Puff don't want one of them changes. What he gonna do with that change? Puff really wasn't no hater like that, homie. He was just trying to get his money. He wanted Suge to get his money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Puff wasn't no hater.
All right. So, 1996. a big fight is happening in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It was a Mike Tyson fight in Vegas, which at the time was the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, the equivalent of like a Mayweather fight these days.
Yeah. Maybe bigger.
Bigger, yeah. I would say that.
Yeah.
Because Tyson was a more exciting boxer.
Crowd, yeah.
He would come in, knock someone out in
Yeah,
a minute and a half, and everyone would go crazy.
Yeah.
Whereas Mayweather would just win. But
Yeah,
you know.
I heard he say, I need 5 seconds with the guy.
Right.
I'm like, damn, 5 seconds with me? What I do to you, dude? You know?
Okay. So you guys decide to go down to Vegas. And you guys have been going down to Vegas for fights for a while.
Yeah. Before the rappers.
Before the rappers.
all that, yeah. Before Suge even had his record company. He was going to the fights.
Okay.
Yeah. And Puff, before they had their record companies. Like 88, 89. 89 really, yeah. Started going to fights like 89.
Okay. So you guys go down to Vegas. How deep were you guys?
Maybe about 12 deep.
12 deep.
Yeah.
Okay. Was Dirt Rock with you?
No.
He was not. He didn't go to Vegas.
Never.
Okay. So you guys go down to Vegas, and did you actually watch the fight?
Yeah.
Were you at the
in
the actual event?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there, and yeah, we got our tickets from Scappers, so our tickets was all over the place.
Okay.
You know, my little partner, twin from Rolling 60s, he's a Scapper, and he used to. I was in state prison with him, Corcoran Tracy days, and he used to get us tickets to all the sporting events, concerts, and all that. So he used to be in front of him. He was like a Scapper. So all our tickets was separated around and stuff like that.
Okay. So you guys all get separated.
So yeah, and I said before the fight, I said meet at the cafe that was inside the MGM.
Okay.
So as the fight got over, we sent all of us that came to the MGM. So some of my partners from East Coast 11-8 came in there and said, "Hey, they just jumped on nephew." I'm like, "Who?"
Orlando.
They said they just jumped on nephew, and I'm like, "Yeah." And they like, "Yeah." So we got up from the table, left our food and everything, went and met up with nephew.
Okay. Before that fight, did you guys see Suge or Tupac or anyone from Death Row?
I seen him the day before in front of the MGM.
Okay, so you knew they were already in town.
Yeah, I seen him. He came and shook my hand.
Okay, because you guys were cool at this.
Yeah, me and them partners, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, since we was like 8, 9 years old.
Right. I mean, you're talking about all these different situations where you guys are running into each other. It all seems friendly every time.
I was swimming in their pool, running back, all that.
Right.
You know? Yeah, remember, yeah.
Okay.
I never looked at him as no blood or nothing like that.
Okay.
You know, yeah. But yeah, he was a cool dude. Man,
So
he was cool all the time.
Okay. So your nephew gets jumped.
Yeah, we met up, and it was a few of them East Coast dudes from the East Coast, New York, and stuff like that. And we all met up. Oh, and they said, nephew, like, yeah, they jumped on me and stuff like that.
Now, what does it mean, being a Southside Crip, to have a rapper punch you in the face and jump on you? What does that mean when you go back to your neighborhood?
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is the significance of that? Because it's one thing when two gangsters get into each other, but Tupac is not a gangster.
Right.
So if a non-gangster ends up jumping you, what are the ramifications for that in terms of gangs?
Not really. I don't know where, that's a conception. It's bullshit.
Okay, so it's just whatever.
Yeah.
Just another fight.
Yeah, just another fight.
Because a bunch of actual gangsters were involved in that fight. It wasn't just Tupac. Tupac threw the first punch.
Yeah.
But, Buntree, Neckbone, Suge, they all jumped in.
Yeah, Neckbone was on our team too. You look at that football picture, yeah.
Okay, Trayvon Lane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all.
And I ran track against Buntree when he ran for Whaley, and I ran for Roosevelt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they all jump on Orlando. You guys meet up. How was Orlando taking this whole situation?
How was he taking it?
Yeah. I mean, he just got jumped on. I mean, he wasn't seriously hurt.
No, he wasn't hurt like that.
Yeah.
He wasn't taking it bad. He just said he wanted to have a head up with him.
With Tupac?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had seen them the day before. They had pulled up in them Rolls Royces at the MGM. It was Pac and what's his name. So all the girls was around there. He came, like a player. Came and shook my hand. He recognized a player. Came and shook my hand. What up, Keefe D? Give it a little hug. Boom. Then Mike Tyson and Worry and the dude Don King, they pulled up in them Azura Bentleys. So that shit looked like some Hot Wheels. So all the bitches went from the Rolls Royces over there to them Hot Wheels.
Right.
And pretty ass, they was Bentley Auroras back then. Pretty motherfuckers, looked like Hot Wheels. Yeah, so I had ran into him the day before.
Okay. Well, but Orlando was involved in that particular situation. Was that Lakewood Mall situation. So then when they ran into each other at the MGM, Trayvon Lane tells everyone there, hey, that's one of the guys that was involved in that fight.
Yeah. Evidently, they because let me see how I can put this. Yeah, he did say that. He did say that. I heard he said that. They go, the guy took my change, but Lando didn't take his change. What Lane gonna do with a $300 change? You know what I'm saying? We gonna have a change, and we gonna have $5,000-$6,000 change on, like Suge gonna have on. You know what I'm saying? We ain't, we wasn't the help. We was bosses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want no fucking they change, somebody else change. What we gonna do with somebody else change?
Okay. Well, when he said that, Tupac made a beeline to Orlando and hit him, and then at that point, everyone else mobbed in and, start kicking him and punching him and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Well, you and Orlando and everyone else meets up, but you guys don't have any guns.
Who said that?
Well, it was in the book. Until Von Zip came in the picture.
All right, let's. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay,
Let's
but it is in the book.
Okay, yeah. Let them read about it.
Okay, and I guess Foxy Brown was with Zip.
Let them read about it.
Okay. Well, according to the book, which there's going to be a link in the video that you could actually order from.
That's right. Matter of fact, let me see my book.
You want to go ahead and show the book?
Yeah, let's show the book. Yeah, this is my book here. I would like you guys to buy it and get the real truth instead of from a cop or some fucking industry people, some bullshit. You getting it from the real motherfucker. So go get the book, and you can get the real truth about this whole situation. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book, passage.
Okay.
On getting a gun for the Tupac hit. While we were waiting for the valet to bring out our cars, Zip seized the opportunity and called me over to his Benz. Zip was a big-time New York player, pimp, and hustler who used to come out to California and handle his business and kick it with us sometimes. As I walked up to the driver's side, I noticed the rapper Foxy Brown was in the car with Zip. So he instructed her to step out of the car and motioned for me to jump in. Zip had a hidden compartment, and he opened up, reached in, and pulled back a 40 Glock.
Like I say,
he turned to me and said, "It's time to get the money."
Like I say, get your $20 and read about that part.
Okay. Well, you initially wanted to go talk to Suge about the whole situation.
Yeah. We was I felt we was on that type of level where we can just get this shit squashed, get a head up, and stuff like that with Lane and Tupac.
You wanted to meet up with Suge, but you had no way of getting in contact with him.
Yeah, one of my homies from out there we had some homies lived out there.
Okay.
That was kind of in the game, and they they put have a concert at the 662 Club. So we went up there.
Which was Suge's club.
Yeah, we went up there.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
So you guys went over there, but there was a bunch of cops and everything in front. Oh, there wasn't?
No, it wasn't no cops. We was there for about 30, 40 minutes in the back parking lot.
Okay, but you never went in.
And I seen where Mob James said he seen us in the back parking lot. That tripped me out.
Were you in Vegas? Yeah, you were in
I
Vegas.
ran 662. I was running the club at the time.
Right.
Reggie Wright was there, but I was doing the door and all of that.
Right, and your brother Buntry was there as well.
Buntry was at the fight.
Yeah.
He went to the fight with him. We already knew it was finna happen. That they was coming to Vegas, the whole nine. And then when they came, they pulled up in front of 662. I alerted Buntry and them and told them that Keefe D and them out here, the South Sides is out here. And they drove off.
Did you see him?
No, I never seen him. We didn't see nobody.
Okay.
So we left about 40 minutes later.
Okay.
Went, got some drink.
Right, you went to the liquor barn?
I think Discount Lee's Liquor.
Okay.
Liquor bar, whatever, yeah. One of them, yeah.
Well, you had mentioned in the book that Big Meech from BMF was with y'all?
No, that was a typo, but it was a dude from Detroit.
Okay, so it wasn't Big Meech.
I don't really know Big Meech to say that, but it was a dude from Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and also you had C-Ray with you.
Yeah.
And that was one of your salesmen, basically.
Yeah, one of my captains.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what happens next. You know, based on what the book says, Zip gave you guys a Glock, and you guys tossed it in the back seat. And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, "Tupac, Tupac."
No, we coming up, what's the name? What's that, Flamingo? Yeah, I think that's Flamingo. We was coming up Flamingo and got to the light. We was gonna go drink and smoke some weed, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next?
And we just came, and shit. I ain't gonna go into the details like that, you know what I'm saying? But, you got it in the book. You done played it, everything else, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, in the book, you said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
No, shit. Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started shooting at Tupac and Suge.
Lane starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah.
He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting shot. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of
In
the
the
line.
back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their
Jumping
car?
in. I seen a bullet going Suge head. I thought he was dead.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side. I would have popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
Right.
I'm not gonna go into details on that one. Keep it streets on me. I ain't gonna go into detail on that.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book.
Well,
So
let them buy the book then.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to read this passage. The shit was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command. Keep your hands where I could see them. Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. The first shot skinned Suge in the head, and I thought that motherfucker was dead. I had heard some stories, supposedly that Suge used Tupac as a shield when the bullets started flying, but that's some bullshit. Suge was already wounded, and he was the one that got touched. As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so I wouldn't get hit.
Basically, yeah.
White Cadillac, arm came out the back seat and started letting off.
What went through your head when you saw that?
They shoot my nigga.
So the bullets are flying. Tupac and Suge's car get all shot up. Was there, and I'd heard different versions of the story, but the one version I heard was that that their entourage started shooting back.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Does anyone from the death row side return fire?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say who that was?
Yeah, he's no longer with us. His name was Buntry.
Buntry.
One of Suge's right-hand guy, our good friend, Alton McDonald. He chased the car down. He also received one gunshot to his vehicle. His car was shot. He had a black Toyota Supra. And him and another guy returned shots at that car.
Yeah, they saying they left their guns at home, though. They started shooting back. Then some chicks was in the sea breeze, started following a white sea breeze, ragtop sea breeze.
Why were the girls following you guys?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But I guess their window got shot out.
Front windshield, yeah. Yeah.
And they stopped following you at that point.
Exactly.
I've talked to a couple people that were there about the situation, and from what they told me was that, you know, you guys came up, you know, the car that you were in came up behind Tupac's car. You guys didn't, the cars were not facing each other.
No, they weren't facing each other.
They were not facing each other.
Gutter lane.
You guys got up parallel to them, behind them. And, you know, when you look
side by side.
Side by side. So how would you even see Tupac reach for anything if you're driving behind him?
We weren't driving behind. I tell you, we were side by side at the light.
Oh, okay. You guys were already side by side when it happened. So you guys ended up going back to the hotel together afterwards.
Yeah.
Someone actually suggested that y'all pour out a little bit of liquor for Tupac.
No, I wouldn't pour out a little liquor for us. Pour it down our throat.
I'm going to read from the book.
Okay.
We made it back to the hotel. We popped our bottles and partied like it was any other night. Of course, someone suggested that we pour out a little for Tupac, which we did, and smoked our weed like we had planned to in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I just made the book excited, homie. We didn't pour out no liquor for him.
You guys didn't pour out any liquor for Tupac?
I just, you know, yeah, that was a suggestion, but I ain't pour out no liquor for him. That was a suggestion of one of the homies, yeah.
Okay. So, you guys leave Vegas, what, the next day?
Yeah. Left the next day, that Monday.
Well, you said that you guys went and stashed the gun, I guess, on one of the wheels in the Cadillac, but when you came back, the gun was gone.
Yeah.
You guys drove back in that white Cadillac back to L.A.
No, I didn't drive
back to Compton, no?
No, I didn't drive it back.
Okay, well, somebody drove. One of the homies drove the Cadillac. Okay, got it. And then you guys went and got the Cadillac repainted, I guess?
Yeah, you got it painted white, turned it back in.
Okay, and it was a rental?
Yeah.
And then you said, you know, you told Baby Lane, don't tell nobody what happened, not even your mama. Don't say a motherfucking thing.
Nobody.
You know, if anyone asked what happened, nothing.
Yeah. Told the whole car that. We came back Sunday. That Monday, we was all sitting on in our neighborhood. Reggie Sr., the captain of the Compton Police, comes up, run the stop sign. I guess he had just finished debriefing his soldiers at the Compton PD. He run our stop sign on my street, came up, jumped out of his car and like, hey, motherfucker, let me tell you something, Keefe D, you killed my son, motherfucker, it's on. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? Fuck you. You know, he was like, I'm just telling you, motherfucker, the belt's coming off. Like, this motherfucker's stupid. Then 2 hours later, he get our little trap spot raided, take all our guns, all that shit. So it was basically the city of Compton police is against the South Sides. So, but there was some dudes from the Compton police that I went to school with and played football with at Compton High. Blue, Bookman, Eric Period, and they all came over there and say, We ain't with that bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? We from the Crip side, and we ain't with that bullshit. Y'all watch y'all asses. Try to stay out of Compton. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we know that they was gonna come with the Compton polices.
Well, the Compton police
It's hooked up
were
with Death
working
Row.
with Death Row, right?
Exactly.
Right.
They got
And-
red cars, all that bullshit.
Right. And I talked to Reggie about this particular situation. He said, yeah, my father threatened Keefe D and said nothing better happened to my son. Keefe said that your dad threatened Keefe about Keefe going after you once the war broke out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah. I didn't believe it when I heard it, but you know, everybody, I'm on social media with everybody. I comment everybody. And some people told me, yeah, he said this about your dad. So I go, Reggie, what the? He said, oh yeah. He said, I went over there. He said, when I heard they were talking about doing this and doing that, I told those niggas, been not having the Reggie Jr., because you know, he knew I was running with him. Because if y'all do, y'all gonna have some problems.
Yeah.
He co-signed that whole situation.
Yeah, he did. And Reynolds, you know, maybe about the day before Suge go to court, I get a call, nephew saying, meet me at the lawyer's office. Get there, it's Reynolds, Reggie, and fucking Suge came, cashed us out. You know what I'm saying, you know, for the court appearance.
They cashed you out?
Yeah.
Suge paid you?
Paid us $60,000, yeah.
That was for Orlando to testify on Suge's behalf?
Yeah.
That was done between attorneys. I was there. How it happened was E.D. Fall. Y'all would know E.D. Fall from one of the guys that represented on the Rodney King, the war to beat up Reginald Denny. He was a popular attorney from that. Well, anyway, E.D. Fall and David Kenner, we all met at the studio at E.D. Fall's office, and they came up with where they were about to sue, or they were in the process of suing Tupac, and they came up to agreement. Well, hey, if you come and testify, because we're trying to save Suge from going to jail to do that, 9-year violation, and testify that Suge was trying to really help you. He was trying to get them off you. He wasn't one that assaulted you. He was really trying to stop everybody from assaulting you. If you'll come and testify to that, we'll give you we'll settle this case with you for, I think it was $60,000, where you was going to sue Tupac, which was a great deal in our mind, because we all know what Tupac was worth, especially after the All Eyes on Me and the Machiavelli album had dropped.
Yeah.
He was worth a lot of money. We'll settle the case for you for $6,000.
Okay. So
that's how that deal
They
went.
kind of bunched a bunch of these deals,
Yeah.
these lawsuits together, and here's $60,000.
You come in.
You get on the stand.
And say, tell, in our mind at the time, was the truth.
Yeah.
You say different. You say you saw a kick. But, we were trying to
Right.
not see a kick.
But it didn't matter because Suge
Ultimately
was
got-
found guilty anyways.
Correct. And he was found violated for his probation.
Exactly. And he went back to jail.
Correct. He did 5.5 years.
When I interviewed Greg Kading, he told me that he had informants all over Compton.
I had informants all over the place, and sometimes, you get together and you meet them at the Starbucks, they give you some information, you give them, $100, and you go about your business. And what they're thinking, this is an important component of this, is what they're thinking is that, I'm paying this forward because when the time comes where I do get pickled up and I'm in trouble, I've already done these guys favors and they're going to return the favor. So there's all these nuances to these relationships that get developed between cops and informants.
Okay. And the money that you would pay to these informants, you would just get reimbursed by the police department?
Nowadays, yeah, it's all very controlled. But back then, yeah, you just pull money out of your own pocket and give it to the guy and never report it. It's just,
He had them all snitching on me, yeah.
Right. He also said that Orlando's aunt called in and told the police what happened. You're saying one of the guys that he boasted to, Brooks, was an informant for the police?
One of several.
One of several.
From the Southside Crips.
So there was others in that crew that was hearing Orlando say, I just killed Tupac, that was actually going back to the police and saying, hey, I got something for you.
In addition to a family member of Orlando Anderson's own family who early on was contacting detectives and saying my nephew was likely involved in this.
my nephew.
Yeah.
But you're not talking about Keefe D.
No, is a female.
So Orlando Anderson's aunt was reporting to the police that her nephew killed Tupac?
There was definitely somebody in that immediate family environment that was, I don't want to create continued issues for, you know what takes place in these, everyone's going to go and try to figure out who this is. And
right.
then of course, you know, there's a responsibility on my part not to create harm for people. But yeah, this is the way it played out. There was a family member, a female, who was calling the police, ratting out Orlando Anderson.
I'm not sure if that's your sister or on the other side of the family. Do you know about this?
I read, I've been to the Fed, so I know shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that been to the state, like Tracy, you know, that been to the state and county jail stuff. The Feds is a little different. You can go to the Freedom of Information Act and get the information on every federal case.
Right.
So people think they hiding from me, stuff like that. They got the shit blacked out and stuff like that. But I know who they are because it happened to me, and I lived through this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I can date back to that situation. I got a nice brain on me, and I'm not no dumb dude, and I know how to go to the Freedom of Information Act to get the information. So everybody that think they hiding from me, you're not.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So, well, you had mentioned that C. Ray snitched.
Yeah.
And that was one of your lieutenants,
Yeah.
one of your captains.
Yeah. I figured because his neighbor got killed and he kind of got spooked. Okay. Yeah, the neighbor, Bobby Finch, got shot a whole lot of times. And he came over, I was in the projects in Grape Street. He came over and said, Suge got a head out on me, you, and my brother.
Okay.
And I'm like, how you know that? He like, man, I'm trying to tell you, big dog. Woo-woo. I said, well, you go tell that motherfucker we gonna hit him for free. You know what I'm saying? Since it ain't gonna cost a dime to hit him then, since he got 100,000, you know? So, you know, yeah.
So you're saying that Suge had a $100,000 bounty on your head?
That's what Corey C. Ray came and told me. Told me while I was in the project. He got a bounty out on me, him, and my little brother.
Okay.
I like, where you the fuck you get that from? How you get that information?
Not Orlando?
I guess he was trying to knock off the, you knock off the head of the snake, the body gonna wiggle.
He's trying to get the OGs. Okay.
Trying to get the motherfuckers, the big players.
Okay.
They can finance shit, you know.
So the same day you get back, your Colombian plug sets up a meeting with you.
That Monday morning, I went met him, and he had that same fucking LA Times article. And he like, man, you guys going to jail. And shit, that was the last time I seen him. But he had left some little some people that's up under him, little co-workers that he was, his runners. He left them, but he never came big like that after that.
Right, and he told you, come on, homie, you're supposed to be smarter than that. We have a multi-million-dollar business. You're tripping.
Yeah.
And you said he was right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was right.
So here's this huge operation you have that crumbled the next day.
Yeah. Me and Suge shit crumbled, seemed like, you know what I'm saying? And basically, I helped start that. Both things went down. Both $1 million operations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you lose your plug. The police start swarming in.
Yeah.
And then a war breaks out in Compton because the word on the street was that the Southside Crips killed Tupac.
What happened was that all the players that were from Compton came back to Compton. And we were told that, hey, Southside was responsible for the shooting of Tupac, so it's coming back to Compton. And what that meant to us, a war was about to start. And sure enough, like 2 days later, it started.
Okay. Now, how many people were killed during this war?
I think in the next 10 days, we had 3 people murdered and I want to say 11 shootings.
12 shootings, yeah.
Between Southside Crips and the mob Piru and Looters Park.
Okay, so just a full-blown war.
Full-blown war.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a semi-war. It wasn't like that, but yeah.
It wasn't. You wouldn't consider that a war?
Yeah, some people lost their life. Yeah.
How many people got killed in the next like month or so?
We lost one person.
That's
They
it.
lost like 4.
Okay.
Like Bobby Finch, he was like moonlighting, doing that. He was police for Compton Unified School District. Yeah, he was a police for Compton Unified School District. So he knew Little Reggie and Big Reggie and Reynolds and them already. Then after that, it seemed like the feds had came down and started raiding everybody's house. The night of the raid, this dude that do the grease trucks, we got a dude, he owned Crown Prince Grease. His little brother came and knocked on my door and said, there's a busload sitting in the parking lot. A bus, the sheriff bus sitting in the parking lot in the neighborhood by the donut shop. Like you pushing a whole lot of police. So about 5 minutes before they came, I got the fuck up out of there just in time.
Well, in the book you mentioned that you had a couple of white boy neighbors.
Yeah.
And you sent one of them dressed up in a UPS outfit to Suge's studio.
Yeah.
And I guess if Suge had opened the door, they would have killed Suge.
I ain't gonna go into the detail like you try to get me waxed.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, it's in the book.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let
You
him
know what I'm
read
saying?
it.
Like
Let him read it.
I'm not just making this stuff up.
Yeah.
I'm not fishing here. Like, it's right here in the book that is in the link. If you click below, you could order this book and see
That's
everything
right.
in detail.
Yeah.
Right.
If I keep on telling the whole story, they ain't got to buy the book.
Okay. But it's now getting serious.
Yeah.
And I guess Orlando, he got out the way as well, right? I mean, he wasn't just hanging out on his front steps waiting for someone to come shoot him.
No. We weren't hanging in Compton. No. Once the guys from the Crip Compton police came, told us like Blue, Bugman, and Eric Peridon, he became the mayor. They came like they ain't with that bullshit, and y'all stay out of Compton, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. During that time, did Baby Lane ever get shot or anything? I know that he ended up getting killed 2 years later, but before then, was there ever a shooting or anything of that sort?
Oh, I said we ain't gonna go into.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So, in the book, you said the third day after getting back from Vegas, you guys met up with Zip in L.A.
At Wingstop.
At Wingstop.
Yeah. Not Wingstop, but Hot Wings. LA Hot Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess you said that Puffy called and said, "Was that us?" And you didn't say nothing.
I didn't say nothing. Yeah, you're right.
There's also, you go into the book that apparently there was supposed to be $1 million that Zip was supposed to bring back, but he ended up keeping the money and buying a nightclub with it.
That's what the FBI said.
The FBI said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys never got any money?
Never.
For anything?
Nothing. Not even a pair of Sean John drawers. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. It seemed like Puff do that though. He seemed like every time some bad shit go around here, it look like it's some shit on the grass. He don't step around that shit. He get away from that bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about how you made a crucial mistake by having a big meeting in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it wasn't in the neighborhood. It was at a park outside of the neighborhood.
Okay, in Cerritos.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was the mistake that you made?
I said I was just going to get some bread from Puff to get us some guns because they kept on raiding our houses, taking our guns.
And there was informants that was listening to this whole conversation.
Yeah, they was there. Exactly.
And they reported that back.
Yeah. I wish you can enter the FBI's. They don't do shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Greg Hayden, he was just an LA detective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he act like he made me crumble and all that. He didn't make me crumble. It's my friends around me. They took me down.
Right. Because, well, your whole life is being turned upside down at this point.
Exactly.
You had this multi-million drug
know what I'm saying?
operation done.
Yeah.
You know, FBI, police raids, guns being taken, people starting to turn informant and turning against you.
Exactly.
It was that one event changed everything in your life.
Exactly.
How stressed out were you during this time?
I was just watching my ass more than likely, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Suge, because of that fight, Suge was looking at violating his probation.
Yes.
Because, well, I've covered this already. Earlier there, he had pulled out a gun on these two producers and shot in the air and made them strip.
Yeah.
And he was on probation over that situation.
Yeah.
I interviewed the president of Solar Records. We talked about that.
They're in the building. We're paying all the bills. We get a phone bill from the studio floor that was something like, I want to say, $8,000 for a month.
Okay.
So Griffey calls Suge in, and he says, look at this bill. This is ridiculous. If you can't get those knuckleheads down there to stop using the phone, I'm going to throw you out. So that night, Suge comes into the building, goes up to the third floor, and one of the Stanley brothers was on the phone. And I wasn't there, so this is what was reported to me, that he asked the guy to get off the phone. And he said, and I think the Stanley brothers had been part of the world-class wrecking crew. And they were actually there to try and get Dre, who by then is becoming known as a hit producer, to do something for them. And so he tells Suge, he didn't know who Suge really was. He said, hey, look, I'm one of Dre's guests. Go talk to him. And Suge said, I don't talk to him. I run this. He said, man, go, leave me alone. So Suge apparently goes out, goes back downstairs to his car, gets a gun, comes back, puts the gun to his head, and says, motherfucker, I told you to get off the phone. So then he hangs up the phone, and Suge takes him into the major room. We had the studio, we had a big, it was a big studio, because we constructed it in the days when you made records with musicians. And so, in the olden days, if you wanted to do a string date, you would bring in the string section from the LA Philharmonic, and that's how you do string overdubs and stuff. So we had a studio that was big enough to accommodate all those. So Suge brings him into the studio and has everybody, people from the rehearsal, said, I want you all to come in here. And he said, this is what's going to happen if you use that phone. And so he tells the guy, take off his clothes. And he says, I'm not taking off my clothes. So then he shoots the gun he has by the guy's ear.
So Suge was already on probation. Here he is in this video kicking Orlando. He tried to say that he slipped and he was trying to stop it.
Yeah.
But he actually paid Orlando $60,000 to testify that Suge didn't do anything.
Yeah, he paid us, yeah.
And did that kind of ease the tensions in Compton?
Yeah, stopped it, yeah.
Right.
Seemed like the fucking mayor, everybody, you know what I'm saying? They had put the Bloods had put down the power moves in Compton. They had the city hall, they had the fucking police department. You know what I'm saying? He buying fucking all kind of shit for them, all that shit. So they kind of took over. So that made us really stay up out of Compton.
Well, even though Orlando testified on Suge's behalf, Suge was still found guilty.
Yeah.
He still violated his
and
probation.
that really like crashed death row once he got violated, yeah.
Right.
So basically everybody lost. The three head dudes lost. Two of us lost and one's still going.
Okay.
And that's Puff.
6 months later, Biggie gets killed.
Yeah.
And people start blaming Southside for the murder.
Yeah, the Compton police it's like a conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? They know they side did that shit. So they keep the heat up off them. They came and said, we did it, Southside did it. That was some bullshit. And they, you know, they needed to be state polices or gangsters, man. You know what I'm saying? Quit the fucking force. You gonna be doing all this dirty shit out here. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't right. To me. They should have, like Reynolds, the Wrights, they should have quit the fucking force. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was a lot of dirty cops.
Exactly.
A lot.
In our city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you guys there? You know, because you hear these differing stories. There is, you know, and from what I understand, you guys had nothing to do with the Biggie murder at all. You know, from everything I've heard, there's a guy named Poochie.
The night before, we met Puff at the House of Blues.
Okay, so you met up with Puffy
at the House of Blues the night before Biggs. He told us they having a celebrity game, and they having a thing with Quincy Jones at that
the car museum.
Yeah, the car museum.
Okay.
So
okay, so let's just stop for a second. So 6 months later, after Tupac gets killed, was that the first time you seen Puffy?
Yeah, that was my first time.
Okay, and how did those conversations go?
He was at the House of Blues, and we was outside in front of a car. He was outside in the car. And he came up to the window. He seen me, came up to the window, like, what's up, dog? Woo, woo, woo. Dabbed me up. But it was a lot of people. He was like a celebrity. Vivica Fox, all them bitches and everything, they was all around his ass. But he wasn't paying attention to him. He was paying attention to us. You know what I'm saying? Because once he got there to the window, I had the big 4.5 in my lap, and she like, so he backed away. He was telling us that they giving a basketball game. They're gonna be at this basketball game, Cal State Dominguez, and they giving a party the next night.
But at this point, you know, there's a whole rumor over
that Puff owes $1 million.
There's a rumor that Puff owes you $1 million, but you guys don't have $1 million. So was there any sort of conversations, tensions, anything?
Big dog, Puff now was they was just getting started. I had more money than them. He was just getting started back then.
$1 million is still $1 million.
You're right. Like I said, he was just getting started. He was I was filling the tubs up, Dom Perignon and Cristal. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one showed him how to ball like that. Cause he was drinking White Lightning. You know what I'm saying? Him and Andre Herrera, we was at the room in Anaheim. I filled the tubs up full of ice, Dom Perignon and Cristal and stuff like that. It wasn't them. They was drinking White Lightning. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the next night, Biggie gets killed.
Yeah. I seen I seen him at the House of Blues. No. Yeah, House of Blues on Sunset. He came up to the window, talking to me and stuff, and he telling me that they was gonna be at a celebrity game. We met him up there. And that Daz was up there acting the damn fool.
You guys got into it with Daz?
Snoop and the Dog Pound, they was cool because they went to Snoop and Freaky was kind of friends. So he the only one was acting a damn fool. I like, man, you better get that little bitch or we do something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was an off-brand Crip anyway. You know what I'm saying? With no real Crip. Yeah.
So then Biggie gets killed.
Just at the celebrity game when we seen the Dog Pound up there.
Yeah.
Then that night we went up to the Peter Peters Museum. And went up in there. He gave us maybe 12 passes to get in. Got in there, and he pulled me to the side and said the FBI is in the building, so be careful. So we went on the other side and started our own little party. Shit, if he wouldn't have called us off, probably Biggie wouldn't have never probably got killed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you react when you found out Biggie got killed that night?
I was fucked up. I was fucked up.
Because you had met Biggie before and
all that, yeah, partying, all that.
You guys
We've
partied
been
together.
on them like 3-4 years by then.
Yeah.
I was fucked up.
Okay.
They came back in there. Biggie dead. And the LAPD, I feel they made a mistake because they was directing traffic out instead of taping the whole thing off. I done been in scenes where they make everybody stay till they interview everybody. But it was one in the middle of the road. He was directing traffic, making everybody leave from the Peter Picture Museum. So that Tuesday, Reynolds pulled over my nephew talking about, y'all killed Biggie. Motherfucker, what? Yeah, stupid motherfucker. I guess that's just to keep the heat up off their ass.
Right, because from everything that in terms of all the interviews I've done and people I talked to, everyone points the finger at this guy named Poochie, who was affiliated with Suge, who's now dead.
Yeah, got killed on Central or something like that.
Yeah, he got killed a while
on
later.
A motorcycle or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
2 years after the Vegas incident, Orlando's grandmother dies. That's your mother?
That's my mother's mother.
Your grandmother?
Yeah. We can't put this because my people be feeling they talking about it in the book.
Okay.
Why you put grandmama in there? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she died. The day I got arrested, the feds came to the sweep, took us all to jail. The next day, my grandmother passed away, and my nephew get killed the same day.
The same day.
Yeah. So that was like a devastating, fucked up for our family.
Right. And I interviewed Blondie and his partner who investigated that case. I guess it happened right by the police station.
Yeah.
What had happened was Orlando's grandmother had passed away the night before. And apparently he had been drinking all night with one of his best friends, Michael DeRoe. And they went over to a place called Mom's Burgers across the street from the car wash to get something to eat. Well, he sees a guy that owes, from another gang in Compton, a Crip set in Compton, that owes his uncle and his friend DeAndre, I forgot if it was $5,000, $10,000, somewhere in there, about $5,000, over some cocaine.
Yeah.
So he decides, because they've been drinking and everything else, they got a gun in the car, they're going to go over and jam him up about the money he owes. Well, this guy's from another gang in Compton called Corner Pocket. And some of the other Corner Pocket gang members were there, and they start coming up like, hey, what's this all about? Why are you jamming them up? And next thing you know, Orlando pulls out a gun and shoots two of the Corner Pocket persons that are there, or shoots one of them right away. And then another Corner Pocket guy starts shooting back at Orlando and pretty much hits him dead center. I mean, he wasn't alive much longer after that. His partner that was in the car with Orlando took the gun and then started shooting back and ended up shooting another Corner Pocket guy that shot Orlando. They went around the corner, crashed the car, and we were pulling up there when Orlando was being pulled out of the car. The other guy took off running, dumping the gun. And we're waiting for paramedics, and one of our partners, Ray Richardson, was over there talking to Orlando, and he was basically taking his last breaths at that time. And two of the persons at the gas station that they were shooting at also died that day. So it was a triple murder, and it was all dope related.
I wouldn't know because the day before the feds came to the sweep on like 70 Crip members.
Okay.
And I was one of them.
Oh, so you got hemmed up.
I got the day before.
The day before. So then a shootout happens over, I think it was, from what I was told, over some money owed or something like that. A bunch of people got shot.
Yeah.
Including Orlando.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard Orlando got killed?
I was in jail. That hurt it, man. Deep down inside, it was the closest thing to me, man. That hurt it real bad. Hurt it real bad. My grandmother too. She's like a mom to us because my mom's died when we was younger. Yeah, that was devastating.
Yeah, it's a very, very tragic situation. It was like
and in jail too.
Yeah.
The chaplain came about 4 that morning, said His grandmother passed away. Then about 4 that evening, he knocking on the door again. I was in my cell. It was doing count time, and he like, I'm thinking he said, you need to call home. And I called home, and they said, my nephew passed away. Like, damn. Yeah, that was devastating news. Fucked up.
Okay.
Bad day for my family.
When you got caught up in that suite, how much time did they give you?
They gave me 70 months. And all it was before a fucking phone call. Couldn't believe it.
So 5 years?
They gave me 70 months. That's
so yeah, almost
6 years.
Almost 6 years, yeah.
Just for a 7-second phone call. I didn't even know they could do that shit.
What did you say in the phone call?
Dude called and said, you got 2 for 2? I like, yeah. He said, what color you got? I said, I'm in a white van. Like, all right, I'll see you in 15 minutes.
And that was that.
They said we was talking about 2 kilos of cocaine. He said the price, and I described it as being white. And my lawyer like, I can beat this case, but you ain't in here for this. You know what I'm saying?
They were trying to tie you to the Tupac and the Biggie murders.
Yeah, they were saying I'm the rapper killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. They was coming up there every month on my ass. People saying they didn't care about the guy. They cared about the guy because the major crime unit from the FBI got on the case soon as that shit happened.
And while you were locked up, you said that Puffy never reached out, never put anybody in your books.
Send me a soup or nothing. Soup only 10 cents.
Did that make you angry?
Well, shit, he wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't send me shit. All the people I helped, all that shit, they came and buy my son a pair of Jordans. And
you do your almost 6 years.
Yeah.
And the first day you get out, somebody tries to kill you.
Yeah, I was, my brother picked me up from the halfway house. Got out the car, walking around it, and this little green car pulled up. I'm like, motherfucker, boom, 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 for like 7 shots. I did the old prison move, just hit the ground. I guess it's hard to hit a person on the ground. You know, that's what the police say when they be shooting in prison. Get on the ground. I guess it's hard to hit him. The dude, he was close too, man. I was like, damn. Yeah, that happened.
Do you know who did it?
Nah, I don't know who did it.
Do you know what it was about?
They said my whole little homies that got into it with some dudes at the bowling alley.
So what did you have to do with that?
They was going to get anybody in that neighborhood.
Okay, so it was like a South Side.
Yeah,
beef.
yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
So you ended up violating your parole and you had to do another 6 months.
Yeah.
But what did you violate? How did you violate?
How did I violate it?
Yeah.
I was, the feds, they test at 5 in the morning, like 8 times a month. I was tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was the best way to get off, to get a weed dirty. That was the lowest sentence I can get. So I went in, once I violated, I went up to my lawyer's office, and he called the prosecutor. This motherfucker I know he had like 300-400 cases after that. This motherfucker like, ooh, Keefe D? Tell him I'm asking for the max. I'm like, damn, how the motherfucker remember me? To all them cases. Like, man, you don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. This the U.S. attorney saying this to my attorney while on the speakerphone. Like, how the fuck you remember me? Yeah, that's what happened. When I got out of there, that's when they hooked up the task force.
So there was a 146-man task force.
On our whole crew, following people around.
150 agents.
All together once. You don't know, I how can I say this? All together when they following the whole crew around, they was gonna put 48 people in jail. But they used a lot of agents. And LAPD, it was different, they was from different agencies. It was with the U.S. Marshals, fucking DEA, FBI, LAPD, and stuff like that, Sheriff Department.
Okay. Well, at one point, the FBI tried to offer you a deal to be a consultant. And they offered you $500,000.
Yeah, I turned this shit down. I wouldn't do that shit.
So basically be a paid informant?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you would basically be legally dealing drugs? Something like that.
I didn't even want to hear that bullshit because
Okay.
that ain't me. I didn't even want to fuck with him in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But my family, my daughter, and them, they outweighed me. I didn't want to fuck with them in the first place. I told them I ain't never been no snitch, so fuck y'all.
Okay.
That was the first thing I said.
When I guess they try to set up like a fake movie deal for you.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, they tried everything. Yeah. Universal Studio dude came out in a double-breasted suit. All the time, Timmy Brennan was down there with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 4 people in your crew end up snitching and cooperating. There was Uchi, C-Ray, The Reaper, and Dirt Rock.
It's more than that, dude.
More than that.
Yeah.
How many people ended up cooperating?
They said it was 18.
18 people.
Yeah.
And you were close with all these guys.
I didn't even deal with 18 people for them to be trying to set me up like that. But they said they had 18 dudes went to the grand jury. Like, damn. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, pretty much. But yeah, they a motherfucker. You know how they put that little snowball at the top?
Mm-hmm.
They roll it from the bottom, and that snowball get bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's how they attach people on. They boom, boom, boom. That thing get. That's how the feds work.
At one point, they said that you were running a PCP ring.
That was a lie.
So that's a lie.
Yeah, I wasn't running no PCP. I was selling it though.
Well, Dirt Rock, who was cooperating with the police,
came
and did a drug deal.
Yeah.
While wearing a wire or cooperating in whatever way.
Yeah. It wasn't just him. It was a few of them.
A few of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had no idea.
No idea.
Okay. And based on that, Greg Kading and his partner showed up at your house and offered you a deal.
Keefe D was living down here in Southern California, out in Riverside County. When we initially met up with him, we just went to his house and met him on his own property, informed him of some of the charges that we'd built up against him during a long drug investigation. And
what were the charges?
Distribution of PCP, distribution of large amounts of cocaine, and wiretap investigations, which are these electronic crimes.
Okay. Oh, what kind of wiretap crimes were you?
Using a public utility in order to commit a crime.
Okay.
So there's a lot of little technical, white-collar type of crimes.
I see what you're saying. So you guys just basically showed up at Keefe D's house?
That's correct.
Okay. Was it you and another officer?
It was. It was me and my partner, Darren Dupree.
Okay. So you just knocked on his door unannounced?
That's correct. We actually, the garage door was open. He came outside and we encountered him initially right in his driveway.
What was the sort of initial reaction when 2 cops suddenly show up at your door like that?
I can't speak for him. I mean, Keefe D, comes from a long history of criminal activity and police encounters. So it wasn't his first rodeo. But I'm sure he was quite curious as to why we were there.
Okay. So when you initially started talking to him, how did you sort of present the information to him?
We sat down in his garage and we explained to him that we had been conducting a long-term covert operation, looking at him and others, members of his family even, in a big drug trafficking ring. And once he realized we knew what we were talking about, we were dropping names and talking about events that we witnessed, then he knew that there were some serious problems.
Now, why did you go to his house as opposed to bring him in?
We had, that was our kind of strategic approach, was, we knew that we needed him to talk. And so we wanted to be as cordial initially as we could. We wanted to give him the opportunity to evaluate what we're telling him and then make a decision whether or not he wanted to cooperate. So immediately we advised him, get yourself an attorney and meet us down at the U.S. Attorney's office and let's talk this out.
No, they just came and they came and said they want to talk to me and show me something.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I went down there, and there was the U.S. attorneys. Dude said he was from D.C. and he was out here to get me. And all they did was threaten me. Said they're gonna take all our properties, and put us all in jail, put our kids on the street.
Okay.
So I told him all I would do was plead guilty in the first court appearance to get the lowest thing going. And the other dude stood up and was like, motherfucker, we gonna take your ass. You're not gonna ever get out. You're gonna tear you up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna die in here.
Well, right. Well, the charges that they were, the crimes that they were charging you with would have given you life in prison. He was about to get charged with this PCP and drug ring and cocaine ring. Had you guys gone forward with those charges and he got convicted in a court for those charges, how long would he have gotten in prison?
Life.
Life. So he was fighting a life sentence, essentially.
That's correct.
Why
he
life?
would have gotten 25 because there's a minimum mandatory sentencing, and because of his prior drug convictions and the amount of drugs that we would have charged him with and the crimes that we would have charged him with, he would have gotten 25 to life. And that's when you're in your late 40s. That's essentially a life sentence.
Is that true?
No. When Dirt Rock, he brought a bird, and he bought some PCP from me. I would have pleaded guilty in the first court appearance. I would have got me like 10 to 20 years.
Okay.
But the other dudes that stood up and said, man, we got you on several murders. You're not ever, motherfucker, it's over. Our conviction rate is 98%.
The feds.
Yeah, so they showed me, the first day they pulled down a thing and showed me a little bit. So it was right before the holidays. They said, enjoy your holidays, come back here on the 9th of January and let us know your decision, what you want to do. But they was talking about, we want you to do the, what's that dude name? That Denzel played, Frank Lucas. We want you to do the Frank Lucas. So that morning, on the 9th, I said, motherfucker, let me tell you something. I'm not gonna sell out none of my peers or none of that shit. I'm gonna tell you what the fuck I did, and I know what you want. Like, yeah, you're right. They had already had all the evidence, dude. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said the motherfucking thing. They already knew everything.
Okay.
Because while I was in jail in 98, 99, they kept coming up there. They were showing me that they had me because they put a position where we were sitting in the cars. You know what I'm saying? They kept on showing me. And they was telling me that your friend Corey is telling on you. I'm like, damn, it really hurt it, you know what I'm saying? Because, man, it was really tight. And he's like, Corey is telling on you, dude. C-Ray, yeah.
C-Ray.
Yeah.
Well, you got offered a deal where if you cooperate with Greg Kading and answer all his questions, that whatever you say can't be used to prosecute you.
Exactly.
It's a proffer agreement?
Yeah, proffer. Oh, yeah. And they offered me a deal. Yeah, that deal. And I didn't know they was gonna have a tape recording, and they said there was no tape recording.
Right. Well, I interviewed Greg Kading about it. He said that he had a hidden tape recorder.
He probably was unaware of the fact that it was being recorded.
Oh, so there wasn't a tape recorder right there when? No. Oh, it was like a hidden recorder?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So he was being secretly recorded by the police while giving his confession?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's legal?
Oh, absolutely. All day long.
All day long.
Yeah, when you go into a police interview room, you better expect that there's a recording going on. Now, you're not going to see the recorder, but it's...
Oh, wow. Oh, that's how it's done these days.
Watch any crime documentary, and you're sitting there watching videotape of a guy being interviewed, and that guy doesn't necessarily know that there's a videotape on.
Okay. Was he videotaped or just audio recorded?
Just audio recorded. Yeah, because it wasn't at the police station. We actually did the interviews at his lawyer's office.
And you guys just had tape recorders on you? I mean, recording equipment on you?
Small little concealable recorders.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the stuff that you said on tape, and I've listened to all the tapes, you said that not one person went to jail behind it.
Exactly.
You also said that you saved a lot of motherfuckers from going to jail for for extremely long sentences with, with your cooperation.
Yeah.
At the time that you gave these statements to Kading, Orlando was dead.
Yeah. I was only, yeah. Go ahead.
And 2 other people in the car had passed as well, right?
Yeah.
But 1 person was still alive.
Yeah.
Who was that?
They had jammed him up too, though, before me.
Okay, and who was the last person who was living at that point?
I ain't gonna say no name.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
But based on everything that you said, that person never got convicted.
No, well, nobody gonna go to jail.
Nobody got convicted.
Yeah. Because that was a proffer, and that shit was never supposed to come out ever in life. Never in life. That's why they give them type of deals, because you can get somebody killed with this type of shit, you know?
Well, you go in and give these statements, and they drop all the charges against you.
Yeah. They shredded the indictment. It wasn't just against me, it was against everybody that I ever dealt with.
So everybody involved in that case got all their charges dropped.
Yeah, they shredded the indictment. So they gave me a deal I couldn't fucking refuse, dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, they wouldn't have got a fucking thing out of me.
Some years later, though, Greg Kading ended up taking these tapes.
Stole, yeah.
Yeah, he essentially took them. You know,
Yeah,
though
exactly.
he didn't own those tapes
At all.
Right, he took them from his job.
Yeah.
There was an LA Weekly article where they referenced those tapes.
Yeah.
And put your name in it.
Yeah.
When that happened, what was the effect to Keefe D?
What was it affecting me?
Yeah.
Shit. They already they threatened the shit out of me. They said if they even hear I'm selling anything, you know what I'm saying? The people downtown, the special, what's it called? Major crime unit from downtown.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say his name because the motherfucker dick might get hard and want to get me again. But he said if he even think I'm selling dope, he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Come and wear my ass out.
Well,
I quit.
Okay.
Period.
Well, how did your family members as well as other Southside Crips react to that?
Well, I didn't even feel their what's the name? I didn't feel the temperature of them. I wasn't worried about them no way. Fuck them.
You weren't living in Compton at the time.
Nah, but I my family live out there. I still go over. Brendan said I don't go over there. Go over there any damn day. I goddamn ready to go over there.
Well, he may be keeping a low profile, you know, because I
Yeah.
heard some people weren't too happy about his interview from the neighborhood. So
Yeah.
He don't go over there. He's scared to go. Crazy as hell. I go over there anytime I'm ready.
You know, in that life, there's very strict codes.
Yeah.
About snitching.
Exactly.
Some people consider this snitching.
Yeah.
Other people don't consider it snitching.
Yeah.
You know, for example, when I brought this story up to Big U.
Yeah.
And I brought up, you know, in the recording, you had mentioned that Orlando did the shooting. And when I mentioned that Orlando was dead, Big U was like, oh, well, whatever then. Did you hear the Keefe D confession?
Mm-mm.
You didn't hear Keefe D?
Is that the bodyguard?
No, Keefe D was Orlando Anderson's uncle.
Would he confess to killing Tupac?
Well, he confessed that Orlando killed Tupac.
Oh.
You want to hear it?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to hear no confession.
He was given a deal, and this was...
Keefe D was?
Yeah, Keefe D.
Oh, so he snitched. No, I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah. So the deal essentially was they had caught him with a bunch of PCP, and they allowed him to say what he knew about Tupac's murder in exchange for them dropping all those charges. And the way the deal was set up, whatever he said, as long as it wasn't proven to be false, it couldn't be used against him directly to indict him. And at the time, essentially everyone outside of him was dead. That was in that car.
Oh.
Orlando was already dead at the time.
Oh.
Everyone else in the
so
car.
he told him a dead man.
Essentially.
Oh, different. All right.
Yeah, Orlando had
Yeah,
already
you can let
been.
me hear it then.
Okay.
Yeah, he told him a dead man. Can't, what, you gonna go dig him up and put him on trial?
Yeah.
You saw that interview, right?
Yes, I seen it.
But when it comes to this type of thing, it's not like it's written in stone. Everyone has their own interpretation of it.
Yeah.
So some people do consider it snitching.
Exactly.
For the people that consider it snitching, what's your response to that?
They can eat a dig up. And I don't care. If they got a problem with me, bring it. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever had anyone ever approach you over that?
Never.
Never.
Never. Never.
Do you feel?
I felt fucked up for a long ass time because that wasn't me. And I ultimately I saved myself. I ain't gonna say everybody else. I saved my fucking self. And they offered me a deal I couldn't refuse. They was gonna put my family on the street, take my house, my freedom. They was gonna rape me. You know what I'm saying? They was gonna rape me for my freedom, for everything I fucking own, dude. All they did was gave me a big threatening letter. Like, motherfucker, play with us, play with me if you want to. You can be our friend, or we can be your worst nightmare. You know what I'm saying? And they showed me, I wouldn't have told them shit, but they showed me all the evidence, dude. They had my ass by the balls. And they don't come unless they got you.
Right. And the way Greg Kading explained it to me was that, so he went and met with you at the U.S. Attorney's Office. And was there a deal that you offered him at that point?
It's not a deal, it's an agreement. It's known as a proffer agreement. And he's given the opportunity through a agreement between his attorney and the United States attorney to evaluate whether or not it's in his best interest to cooperate. And so that was the arrangement, that he would sit down and tell us everything we wanted to know about anything we asked, and that he had to be entirely truthful, or else he would be charged, not only for the drug crimes, but for potentially his own confession.
They already knew everything, dude.
They knew everything.
Before I even got there. They had all my friends, man. Everybody that was around me, they knew everything. You know what I'm saying? And they showed me where, man, a whole lot of people was going to jail.
Right. And you said that the worst part about this whole story is that, you know, the people that ended up churning on you were some of your closest friends, and some were even family members.
Yeah, yeah. I was kind of fucked up.
You fast forward to 2019. These tapes have been released. Not all of them, but some of them. Movies have been made.
Yeah.
Greg Kading made Murder Rap. And then the Tupac and Biggie movie, Unsolved came out.
Yeah.
And you were actually in it. I mean, a character that was playing you was in it.
And he made all the money off. They didn't get my rights or nothing.
When it showed your scene in Unsolved, is that pretty much how it happened?
All that shit was a lie. You think I'm gonna pull up? Y'all looking for me? I never dressed like that.
Okay.
I was making millions of dollars. What I look like, dressing like a game, it was sagging. You know what I'm saying? I was wearing suits, Crocs, $4,000 Crocs, all that shit. I wasn't look like no tramp like that. Then he said he came up to the oil refinery at the job. There was a whole lot of lies in there.
Okay. I mean, he also told me that at one point he approached you and told you he's putting out the tapes. And you said, go ahead. You actually tell Keefe D, you meet with Keefe D and say, I'm about to release these tapes.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yeah, so before, right when I was publishing the book, I didn't tell him I was going to come out with the tapes. I just told him I was publishing a book based on the investigation, including his confession. And so I tell him that. We're sitting in my truck. We're down in front of his house in Corona, California. I was like, here's the deal, Keefe D. You know, I'm retired. I'm going to release a book. It's going to detail everything that happened in the investigation, including what you had to say. I just want to give you a heads up, because who knows, you know, what the consequences of all this will be. And he says, hey, bring it on. I'm a gangster. I can deal with this shit.
I didn't tell him go ahead.
No?
No, I never told him that.
What'd you say?
He came over there and said he putting out a book. Do you want to move? Do I want to move? And next thing you know, the book hit the thing. Then the real FBI came and said they offered me, do I want to move and stuff like that. I was like, no, I'm not worried about that shit. Yeah.
Okay. Now that all that stuff
I'm
is...
not gonna let nobody harm me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna protect myself to the fullest.
Yeah.
And I'm still that same motherfucker. Yeah.
I mean, now that all this stuff has come out, and now documentaries, movies, all these interviews, everything else like that, how do you feel about the whole thing?
I felt he robbed me for my story. He full of shit. Oh man, that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And see, like people scared to take the case. I offer at least 3-4 lawyers to try to help me out to get this motherfucker, because the shit is wrong. Because the FBI said sue. You know what I'm saying? You need to sue.
Oh, the FBI told you you should sue Greg Kading.
I should sue, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be expensive.
They said sue everybody involved.
It's going to be expensive. You know how lawsuits are.
They told me to sue everybody involved. And, you know, I just try to kick the shit under the rug, but he keep coming. This bullshit.
You said in the book, at this point in my life, I can say that I have a deep sense of remorse for what happened to Tupac. He was a talented artist with tons of potential to impact the world. I hate that Tupac's family, friends, and fans, especially his mother, Afeni Shakur, had to go through the pain of losing her son. It's terrible losing people like that. I know that pain too well. However, I stand firm on the point that Tupac, Suge Knight, and the rest of those dudes didn't have any business putting their hands on my beloved nephew, Baby Lane, period. Then jumping on my nephew gave us the ultimate green light to do something to their ass.
Exactly.
So you have a sense of remorse for what happened to Tupac?
Yeah. I got a sense of remorse that happened to any brother. You know what I'm saying? We should stop all this bullshit with each other, black on black crimes. It's bullshit. We need to wake up our whole community.
Tupac was special, though.
And he was an asshole too. He shot a couple of cops. You know what I'm saying?
Protecting a black kid that was getting beat up by those cops.
Okay. Well, he shot a couple of cops. We ain't never shot a couple of cops. You know what I'm saying? He did some shit now.
You still see his music, 25 years later, people still love his music. His music is still being played in the clubs and on the radio and on people's playlists.
Yeah.
The message of upliftment, for black people is still rings very true and still very much needed. He talked about black presidents way before it ever happened.
But he put himself in that position. He did that.
There is...
People make mistakes, and I understand that.
And I've talked to different people about this. I've talked to the Outlaws, and I've also, I've talked to Mob James and some of the other guys. And people look at it differently. Some people say that he died gangbanging. Some people say he died just standing up for his homies. If you connect the fight at the MGM to the shooting that happened right afterwards, you could say that Tupac died gangbanging, because that situation with Orlando was a gang situation. And Pac wasn't a blood, wasn't, he was rolling with Suge and he was associated with it.
But
you see what I'm saying?
That's like us. We not Crips or Bloods, but we could call 50 niggas up here and half of them be Crips, half of them be Bloods. You know what I'm saying? And these is all my homies that I'ma ride with. You know what I'm saying? It's the same situation. You know what I mean? Pac was riding with him. You know what I mean? Just like they was riding with him. You know what I mean? If some shit kicked off, niggas would have been the first to ride for Pac. And he was the same way. He was riding with his homies, whoever it was. He could have been with, whoever that day. You know what I'm saying?
And to break it down even more simpler, me and you become good homies, and you get into a situation and I defend you as a homie.
Yeah.
Take the gangbanging shit away.
Yeah.
Because you not a gangbanger, I'm not a gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? But you own VladTV. You know what I'm saying?
Your heels.
And niggas is on your heels and I ride for you.
Yeah.
did I die for VladTV? You know what I mean? Did I die a reporter? Did I die, you know what I mean, a journalist?
Would you say that Tupac died gangbanging?
No, I think Tupac died because he put himself in a situation that he had no business. Tupac didn't have no business doing what he was doing.
Right. Which was a gang situation.
Which was a gang situation. He shouldn't have put himself in that situation.
Do you see what I'm saying, though? You put yourself in a gang situation, so aren't you gang banging at that point?
I mean, you got hang-arounds. I'm guilty by association. And that's what he was. He was guilty by association. Now, I'm not going to play the part just to fit in. You got money. And just like I said before, you can't go buy another Tupac. You know what I'm saying? You can't go buy another one of them. You got 15 Bloods right here. That this is what we getting our little change for. So this is Crip in Compton. We all Pirus from Compton. Go get his ass for what he did. Tupac, you sit right here in his chair. You my money. Don't let him run off and go hit somebody he don't know nothing about. And that's why the man is not here.
You could definitely say that being around Suge and the
was a bad
Pirus
influence
rubbed
on
off
him.
on him.
Yeah.
You know, he had mob tattooed on his
But
arm.
he, to me, he's a set jumper. He New York, Baltimore, Oakland, L.A., Compton. God damn, how many tats you gonna put on you?
He never had a home base. He jumped around a lot. That's very true.
How many tats? You see what I'm saying? How many tats you gonna put on you? That's a set jumper. You know what I'm saying? You don't think so?
He moved around a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, he never had a home base like a Nipsey Hussle, who was, you know, rolling 60s his whole life.
Yeah.
You know, but people still consider him the greatest rapper of all time. Would you agree?
Of all time, that boy Drake, that Drake hard right now. That Drake
You put
hard
Drake
than a
over
motherfucker.
Tupac?
Drake is hard than a motherfucker. Yeah, he hard right now. Drake number one right now.
But Drake doesn't have that social message that Tupac had.
You right. He got people writing for him.
True.
Yeah.
Tupac wrote all his own stuff.
But that motherfucker, he hard. You got to give his props, man.
He
That
is tough.
motherfucker
Yeah,
selling motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he sang and rap. He's hard. You know what I'm saying? To be a pretty boy like that, yeah. I've got him number one.
Okay.
Jigga, Tupac, Big. Them the top four, yeah. Yeah. Don't you think so?
I still put Tupac as number one.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, I'll still put Tupac as number one.
It's one of your, yeah.
Just like in reggae, I would put Bob Marley as number one.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Because I felt like it's one thing to be an artist, but once you have a message, it takes you to a different place. Because the struggle is felt around the world.
I just want to put this out to my peoples. We need to come together as blacks, stand together, build a foundation and stop gang banging against each other, stop destroying each other's life. You know what I'm saying? And uplift each other.
I mean, do you still consider yourself a Southside Crip?
That's gonna always be in my heart. Yeah, that's gonna always be in my heart. That's where I'm from. We like a family. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna always be there.
You have children and grandchildren.
Yes.
Do they bang?
No.
At all?
No. My grandkids, they playing football. They're gonna be some. They pretty good athletes too.
Yeah.
Big boys.
But you made sure that your kids didn't follow your footsteps.
That's right. Should nobody want that for none of their kids.
Yeah.
I wish that shit had never started. You know what I'm saying? Between that and the drugs, it tore our community down. But I see, the last time I went to the pen, 2015, the new generation is not going to the pen no more. And that's a good positive thing I can say about our community.
Okay.
When the bus loads come, it'll be 35 Mexicans, 5 brothers, 5 whites. Back when I first went, there used to be fucking 40 brothers, 5 Mexicans, and 2 whites.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't change, so
it's changing.
I see our people getting smart and stop committing crimes, want to make something out of themselves. Yeah, and that's good for our community.
Well, you look at your own life. And gangbanging is romanticized.
Yeah.
It's always been romanticized.
Yeah.
I don't care if
Overpunk.
it's, well, it doesn't have to be black. It could be the mafia, all the mafia movies.
Yeah, all that.
It could be the Asian gangs,
Yeah.
the black
IRA.
gangs.
They was the hardest motherfucker.
Yeah,
IRA,
yeah, the Republican, yeah.
The ones over there in England.
Yeah, the Irish Republican
The
Army.
Yeah, they was a mother.
There's always going to be gangs and outlaws, from Billy the Kid to whoever else, are always going to be romanticized and glamorized. But here you are, and how old are you now?
I'm 56.
56 years old. You made millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But you didn't get to keep millions of dollars.
You're right.
You lived life by your own rules, but you also did all this prison time. Like, how much prison time did you do altogether if you add it all up?
Maybe about 15 years.
15 years.
It ain't worth it.
A quarter, more than a quarter of your life was spent in a cage.
I was at UCLA, in my calculus class, my teacher, my professor used to use my paper as a key. So I could have been somebody. You're right. Yeah.
If you chose a different route.
Yes. You're right.
And, kids in the hood, they
I'm
want to
just
be.
brought up in my environment, dude.
People want to be OGs. Yeah. They want to be a shot caller.
Yeah.
But here you are, 55 years old, and you're not promoting that anymore.
No, because it ain't good. All they do is lead to the graveyard, cause harm on our community, and heartaches for our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
When you found out about Suge, when he ran over Terry Carter, and after a couple of years, he ultimately took a 28-year plea deal. How did with your history with Suge, how did you feel about that?
I'm like, damn, because I had seen him a couple of times since the Vegas incident.
Oh, really?
I seen him at the basketball game. It was New Jersey Nets against the Lakers. Jason Kidd and them.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him when I first got out of the feds. Seen him then. Then I seen him at the Lil Wayne video shoot with Game and Lil Wayne at that graveyard. Yeah, I seen him a couple of times. We talked, he was cool, Yeah.
There was no animosity, nothing?
No. He had just got knocked out on that over that one at that graveyard when I seen him in the gold Cadillac truck. Wasn't no animosity, no. No, he just said, man. He said some shit. He like man, seemed like all my homies rolled over. Your homies stayed strong, but he didn't know that the FBI was attacking my homies like that.
A lot of people died at death row.
Yeah.
A lot of Bloods.
Yeah, they did.
Killed each other.
Yeah.
When I interviewed Mob James, we talked about that, including his brother Buntry, that was killed by a Blood. So the situation with Buntry, you said that George killed him?
Yeah.
And George was a Pyru also?
Yeah.
Okay. He got stabbed?
Who?
Your brother.
No, he was shot 9 times. Alton wasn't the first that was killed under Suge Knight watch. And this is where everybody is, Buntry, it's just Buntry dead. You got Vincent, you got Heron, you got Hen Dog, you got Chin. I can just name them.
I guess it was 10 or 11 people?
Yeah, you got all of these guys up under...
10 or 11 Pyrus were killed associating with death row.
Yeah.
By other members?
By the same members that's in death row.
I know the dude.
Yeah.
Rod Boulevard.
Yeah, he was killed by a dude named George. This is what Buntry said. What Bob James said.
George from Ludus Park. I know you talking about. Yeah.
So much death on both sides, and you look at the one thing that Bob James said is that when you look at all the Bloods that went over to death row, put in work, beat people up, people allegedly got killed, people got tortured. People had to drink piss. Like, you know, people got intimidated. All these people ultimately, at the end of the day, had nothing to show for it. They either ended up dead, broke, or in prison.
We ain't got one millionaire. We ain't got $1,000. We ain't got not one man prospered from that. Not one. Everybody is back where they at. And when I say that, a lot of people get me twisted in saying that I'm bitching about what we got paid or where we at. Take your licks. I take my licks. I'm the first one to admit that if I can do this again, I'd get paid, and everybody else would be getting paid. But everybody knew what the outcome of this was going to be pretty much, because when Suge went to jail, Suge took back everything. He didn't want nobody to drive. He didn't want nobody to live.
So all the cars were basically leased under death row?
Yeah.
And then when he went to jail, he took everyone's cars
Park
back.
'em.
Yeah.
And now, what Reggie Wright pointed out, you can include Suge in that group of people as well.
Well, I mean, according to Mob James, at the end of the day, all these guys that worked for death row, who put in work, who beat people up, who intimidated people, who shook people down, who did everything that Suge wanted them to do, all walked away with nothing.
Correct. Suge as well.
And Suge as well. Yeah. I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of put a full circle there. You know,
Dr. Dre was the only one that really walked away.
Yeah, Snoop's still a household name.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's now getting 28 years.
He's over.
He's gonna get out. He's broke. He couldn't pay his own.
He did, really?
He couldn't pay his own
28
bail.
years and he's 54.
He's gonna get out at like 80 years old.
Yeah. Average American lived to like 76. You're dead. It don't add up. Yeah.
You know, you look at all the potential and all the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, Dre and Snoop are still cool, but all the people involved on the street level, they all walked away with nothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you look at your situation on the South Side Crip side, and you pretty much have the same situation, don't you?
Yeah. Because of them people downtown. They didn't let up. I swear to God. People saying, well, they didn't care about Tupac. Yes, the fuck they did. Cause I'm right here living. That dude followed me around for 15 years, dude. Wasn't playing. He didn't let up. That's all I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? And he told me he was gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get your ass.
Why do you think that ultimately Tupac's murder never got solved? No one ever got convicted. No one ever got charged. It's still an open case, as well as Biggie's murder.
People were understanding and they wasn't talking. And they wasn't talking till late, you know what I'm saying? My homies didn't talk till later. Yeah.
And I'd also heard that Vegas didn't want that solved. Ultimately, at the time that it happened, Vegas was trying to market itself as a family-friendly.
Have you read the murder book?
I didn't read the book. I saw that.
13,000 people said they killed him. They did.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. In the murder book, yeah, there's like 13,000 people. All kind of people call every day. I killed Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They showed me some of the quotes in the book. Like, damn, look at this, Keefe. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. But yeah, they pulled it. My FBI file was this high. I'm like, damn, all that's behind me. They like, yeah. Like, fuck. So yeah, they was on my ass for a long ass time. And they was on Suge ass long ass time.
Yeah. Do you ever worry that they'll try to bring that case up again and charge you with something?
I don't think they can do that because the U.S. attorney gave me that deal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think they're a little bit bigger than a state case or a fucking county case. U.S. attorney. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Keefe D, appreciate you coming in and telling your story.
Okay. I sure been wanting to do it, man. You been asking. You didn't ask everybody and their mama about me, a rap band, every motherfucking body.
Right.
Yeah. About
I
me
have.
for the last 4 or 5 years.
I have. And I've been
Yeah.
putting it out publicly.
Yeah.
And you and I have been talking about doing this for a while.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And, you know, you were very forthright in answering everything. You know, there's certain things you didn't want to talk about, but you essentially answered most of the questions. I think this is kind of the last piece of the puzzle that I've been putting together for a long time, because there's always conspiracy theories that Suge, you know, Suge had Tupac killed, which was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I've always found that, or the government did it, or
I just don't like how he had his friends, his police friends. They was gangsters, police, turning us into the FBI. That was just some bullshit. That's wrong. That's wrong as hell.
Well, ultimately, you know, for example,
I'm talking about the Compton police.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Took the case to the people downtown. They sick that dude on me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember when I talked to Freeway Ricky, and when he got life in prison, he said the one thing that he realized, you know, after being angry and so forth, once that anger subsided, is that he realized that when it comes to the drug game, snitching is always going to be part of it.
See, the way I look at it is, first of all, I made the mistake of getting in the drug business. That was my first mistake.
Mm-hmm.
My next mistake was I went back into the drug business after I said I quit.
Yeah.
So what he did is he only did what people do in the drug business. They tell. They set you up. And for somebody to go into the drug business and not understand that, which I was in the drug business and didn't understand it, but I came to grips with it.
Yes, it is.
You may think that you have a solid crew, that everyone's going to remain silent, that everyone's going to hold strong and they're going to do their time and hold their tongues, but ultimately people will tell on each other. So if you get into selling drugs, you have to accept that this is going to eventually happen.
Yeah, the FBI really ain't got to do their job. Cause they can just get your homies. You know what I'm saying? Shit. They get your homies, man. That's how they do.
And you are a victim of that as well.
Exactly.
If you could say victim, but you know, your homies told on you, your family members told on you. You spent a quarter of your life in prison over people telling.
Exactly.
And you know, we don't try to glamorize this drug dealing shit. You know, I want everyone to get, you know, legitimate jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's best to stay out of this shit.
Yeah.
Because all you're doing is harming your community, harming your people. You make other people commit more crimes to get your drugs. Yeah, so yeah. And you fucking up kids' lives.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Keefe D, I appreciate you coming in and telling your story.
Yeah, and I quit for the last 10 years, man. I ain't did that shit. I'm done. Never do that.
You wrote a book, and you know, a few seconds of an interview that you did showed up on what movie was it? What show was it? BET. Death Row Chronicles. But this is the first time you've actually sat down and told your whole story. How do you feel now that you've let all that out?
I feel relieved. You know, a lot of people, you know, they know what they did, and they, you know, they hiding up under it. They throw rocks, hide their hands. You know what I'm saying? Living a life of lies. I'm the real, man. You know what I'm saying? It happened to me, and they gave me a deal. I took it. And I figured 98% of the people would have did the same thing I did. They keep on saying, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I couldn't beat that. I'm still here, got my freedom, my health. If I would have went in there with this cancer, you know they got quacks up in that fucking place. I would have died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I'm here. And
well, I think that it's a very important lesson.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with what Keefe D did, whether you disagree, whether you put him on a pedestal or you condemn him, at the end of the day, the Keefe D story is a very important lesson that involves some people that the whole world knows about.
Oh, exactly.
And, you know, you should walk away from this story learning something.
Yeah.
And altering a path that may lead to your destruction.
That's right. And youngsters, stop this game banging. You get in this music industry, get the millions of dollars, and you guys doing it backwards. We the originators of this shit, homie. We do the shit to get out of this shit. We don't get $1 million to get into the shit. You guys are doing it backwards, kids. You need to stop this shit like 6ix9ine, fucking Chris Brown, or fucking Soulja Boy. All you do is just doing the shit backwards. Shit ain't right. Just, you know, leave that shit for the birds, homie. Yeah.
That's what it is. Keefe D. Appreciate you coming in.
All right, for sure.